Hello, everyone. How are you this evening? Yes, no fancy opens for now. And the reason for that is because I'm still working through this live, what the fuck they call it? F-bomb. Another dollar for the swear jar. The live control room, which told me that I wasn't live, and then I refreshed it, and I'm live. How is everybody this evening? Tonight is, of course, and I know I'm early. I'll just talk for 5 minutes or so, and to you folks in YouTube chat, we'll find out if we get any other chats. And I'm only broadcasting tonight on YouTube and D Live, only because I don't know, throttle back a little bit. Like you guys, some of this. Hey, how you doing, guys? Let me say hello to some folks real fast. Jelly Duck, how you doing, Ahmed? Good to see you, man. Outdoorsy Gal. Oh, Chrissy, good to see you as well. Thanks for being here, guys. Jesse Mendez, good to see you. Will from Miss Cast Entertainment's in the house. How you doing, Will? Susan Hamilton, always a pleasure to see you here. Like I said, Recycle Dude, how you doing, man? Did you catch my recycle show? I'm surprised. I didn't have you on the show that night, man. Catherine Cook, how are you? Good to see you guys. Thanks for being here. I thought I'd pop in a little early, like I said, because I'm testing out this live control room and how it reacts to Restream and what I have to do, because it's a change. Funny part about that is they say events. I mean, they literally tell you events are going away. What they mean is the way we've been doing events is going away. Now events will be handled from a different way. Miss Monty P, how are you? Welcome to the show. Good to see you. Tonight is the panel show, folks, and tonight there's going to be a bit of a change up. I'm going to have to start limiting some things because, as we know, it can get jumbled. I'm not going to invite specific people up. It's still a free-for-all, but people will be dropping in and dropping out as we talk about the subject. Now, tonight's subject is all about the COPPA, which is the Child Online Privacy Protection Act of 1998, and the new YouTube Terms of Service. And I meant to have something very quick here. I'll look for it while I'm yammering. The show hasn't even started yet, so know that going in. And it'll probably get wonky here for a minute because I'm going to be hitting some sites that are going to be hauling some data. So that may very well mean that we get choppy. I apologize for that. Okay. See if anything pops up here. Well, of course it doesn't. All right, so let's change tactics just a bit. I got to go to one of my personal emails. That's the funniest damn thing too. YouTube knows which. Yeah, see, there's the bandwidth sucker right here. Oh boy. Why it would send it to that email address, I'll never know. All right, so my whole thing here is that I haven't gotten over the changes, as you may well know. And the reason for that is because these changes that have come about are even more devastating than we first imagined. I still believe I was right in that this is the FTC's way of, in a roundabout way, protecting children. but it is at the expense of creators. And this is going to have a deep ripple effect throughout YouTube. I think we already know that, but I want to cover, first of all, the terms of service. And this is going to be wonky because I don't have, well, maybe I'll just go full screen with it. There is a line in the terms of service that has freaked people the hell out. And I will bring that up for you because I want to address it specifically. Why is it when I'm on the air I can't find the damn thing? But when I'm off the air, I find it like that. Oh, just bear with me. Oh, look, it's 10 o'clock. How are you, folks? This is a video call-in show, that invites you to be a live video guest anytime, to talk about anything you want to. Joining is real easy. All you've got to do, is point your browser to zoom.us. Oh, and I haven't changed that yet, so give me a minute here. Title editor. Kabam. Yes, that's the right one. Click on join a meeting. Enter in that meeting number. You'll show up in my green room, and I'll bring you up tonight, being a full panel show. You're all good people are more than welcome to jump on. Now, what we're going to do, of course, is throttle it back a little bit. It's not going to be a giant free-for-all. So be ready for that. And that's only because I want to get into more of a conversation rather than just talking over one another. Jesus, where the fuck is this? And tonight I really want to talk about both the terms of service and COPPA, which, like I said, everyone is freaking out about. Okay, wait, hang on just a minute. You've got to be kidding me. I've read this 2 or 3 times, and I suddenly, oh man, just hang out with me for a minute. Why is that? Why? Maybe this is the problem. Okay. We are in no hurry tonight. Tonight we are just flying by the seat of our pants. Ahmed, you didn't have to drop off, man. Let me see. See, here's another thing. This is bullshit. Where am I at here? I don't want to see that. I am distraught, Will, and let me go back and say hello to some folks as we get into this deeper. Finally made it again. That's cool, man. Like I said, it's good to see you guys here. I am from Blitz. Pixel Pia, teaching and learning. How are you, Pia? Good to see you. And we've also, Outdoorsy Gal's back. I hate the changes. Yes, and I am distraught. Will, Drone Kings and Darwin, how you doing? Good to see you, Brad. VP Easy 2024, how are you? Bro, I played the drums. Oh, yeah, I'm not going to play them tonight, man. What you're looking at over my left shoulder is my cocktail kit that is made out of a full set of acrylic drums that I built about, 8 years ago. Luke Duke, how you doing, man? Okay, so like I said, tonight I want to go over the terms of service and COPPA again. And as soon as I find that silly, okay. As soon as I find that silly, there we go. Okay. Let's bring this up here. Whoop. Come on. Oh my God. Okay. Now this is the line right here that everyone is freaking out about. YouTube may terminate your access or your Google account's access to all or part of the service if YouTube believes, in its sole discretion, that provision of the service to you is no longer commercially viable. Now, this can be interpreted in 2 ways. One, it could mean, all right, if we don't think that you're commercially viable, we will restrict your access to the service. but it also says, and this was a tweet. In fact, I've linked the Reddit. See if I can find that. I've linked the Reddit. It's getting so hard to navigate nowadays. I've linked the Reddit tweet that was found, and I'll call that up now. Let's see. This was, of course, a question posed to YouTube, and Team YouTube tweeted back and said, "Thanks for tagging us. To clarify on the commercially viable part, we are not terminating an account because it's not making money. We are just discontinuing some outdated features or parts of the service. This does not impact creators or viewers in new ways." Well, there's two things about that particular statement that are interesting to me. One is it could be interpreted by YouTube and utilized to restrict people's access to the service. And I mean the service in general. They can say whatever they want to in the tweet. But the fact is that in lawyerese, that statement alone gives them every right to restrict access to anyone they so choose. Now, is that a big deal? I'm going to say no, and I'll tell you why it's not a big deal. Because YouTube, since its inception, has reserved the right to restrict anyone's access to the service, commercially viable or not, for any reason. The channels, the content, for any reason. So I don't know why everyone is freaking out about something that is part of the game. It's part of the landscape. It is part of the agreement. So I'll leave that there because it is what it is, right? I don't need to save that. Give me an out. Give me an out, YouTube. It's vague, right, Chrissy? It's absolutely vague. It's written vague on purpose because it gives them, a weasel clause out. Honestly, when I read that, I get both of the sides. Well, okay, we can restrict some of the, outdated portions if it's not commercially viable. It doesn't say that specifically, but it does allude that. But what it really says is we can use this clause if it's ever brought up into court that we wrongfully terminated an account. Because you can make the argument in one way, shape, or form or another that channel or that content was not commercially viable. Thus, we terminated it, or eliminated it. We scrubbed it from the platform. But again, I think it only clarifies what they've been able to do since day one. It is their platform after all. So I don't think it narrows it down to now they're looking at what's commercially viable or not. They've always looked at, and this is well known, they've always looked at and favored those channels that make them money. It's like anything else, follow the money. And if you're not making them money, then you're on the bubble, so to speak. And they could eliminate your access to all sorts of things based on that alone, which they already do. They restrict your access to viewers. They restrict your access in search engines and recommended. They may try for a bit to see if people are responsive and maybe turn out to be a moneymaker. But beyond that, they know where the money's at. Let's see what you say. Outdoorsy Gal says, Jim, I took all my emojis off my videos and playlists in case they are misconstrued as children's cartoon clickbaits. Yeah, that's another thing. Now we're into COPPA. And I went into this in great detail Thursday. My stance on this hasn't changed. I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear. I want this to be a discussion because we can all be wrong, and it really helps to discuss. Right now, for the last 15 minutes, I'm a one-man bubble, and I don't want to be a one-man bubble. I want to talk to you guys about it, and I know you guys have opinions on this. Premier Hell, how you doing, DJ? Good to see you, man. Let's see. Basically, though, it sounds like if they think you are not worthy and you won't make them any money, of course, they can dismiss you. Yeah, and it gives them a reason to. Before, they could just do it, and they would only have to justify themselves in a court of law if brought, if someone brought that to court of law. But now they can write it off as that and say, boom, you're gone. No sweat. I'll open up the panel as soon as I get 2 or more. So guys, just jump on up. Like I said, you don't need an invitation. Your invitation's right here. Hopefully that number's right. I haven't checked. It should be. Hello, Ganna. How you doing? Good to see you. David, the producer, welcome to the show. COPPA will not change anything we do on our channel, says David. And that could be true. That could be true. If you listen to the public statement that the FTC director or whoever that pencil neck was that got up and was talking about and referring to YouTube as fish in a barrel, us being the fish, YouTube being the barrel, and they're going after content creators. What he did say was that all it has to do is appear to appeal to children. Now, I look at you, David, and well, here's the thing. They're talking about celebrities that appeal to children. What if you had, just for argument's sake, what if you had Beyonce on and they presumed, because that's exactly what the verbiage that the director or the FTC spokesperson said. If it's presumed that children are watching and you're not properly designated as content directed as kids, they could actually come at you. So I don't think I don't think anyone is completely immune from this, from that perspective. Gamers, people who do gaming online are especially vulnerable. And okay, so let's say, or maybe not vulnerable. If you choose the option that yes, your videos are targeted at children, then it's worthless content. I mean, yeah, you can get sponsorships. I don't know what the ad options are. When the dust clears, we'll find out. But no personalized ads, no sharing of those videos, no notifications to your subscribers, no comments, no community tab. I mean, you will literally be. What's that? Oh, I see you are. Okay, so I'll bring it. Let me finish this thought real fast. You lose all of those benefits of exposure. So even if you had ads, suddenly your views are going to just absolutely plummet. So what good is it? What the hell good is that at that point? It would be my point. Okay. I'm just getting the y'all. Boom. There you go. That was easy. Okay. So, I suppose I got to hide myself. That's hideous. I hate seeing Zoom feeds where the host is on there because I'm right here. Can you guys hear me all right?
Hold on, guys.
I can hear you, Ahmed. Can you? Oh. Well, you look like you're locked up.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Just a moment.
Looks like Pixelpia walked away from her PC. Will, you there? Can you hear me, man? Oh, you don't have your mic turned on. No? Can you hear me? No? Huh. Ahmed could. So you're probably gonna have to check your speakers and microphone, my friend. You don't have a. There you go. You got. Oh no, that's Ahmed. Yeah, now you've got a microphone chosen. I don't see any VU meters running. Say something, Will. Say something, Will. Say something, Will. Say something.
Do you hear me?
Yes, I hear you. I know.
It's always something, Jim. It's always something.
Always, man. Always.
Always.
Maybe this is part of COPPA.
Let me just go through the list here. So one of them functions.
maybe our connection is not commercially viable, Will. I don't know, man.
There we go. I got you.
Oh, awesome, dude. Awesome. Yes. Success.
Gosh dang. How you doing, man? It's been a minute.
It has been a minute. How are you? I'm doing okay. You heard my diatribe. How are you doing?
I'm fantastic. I mean, life is life, and yes, I hear your pain. How do I sound? Am I okay?
Oh, you sound great. Yeah.
All right. Not too loud, not too
No.
soft.
I was watching the view meters. It's a-okay.
All right, good. It's always something with this, man. Every single time.
Well, I have to do the same thing. I have to switch up. Like if I go onto a live StreamYards, I'm gonna mute Pixel P in there until she gets all set up. You all set up? Okay, you can unmute yourself, Pixel. Or Pia. Where was I?
Yeah. So I was listening to you, and yeah, you sound super distraught, dude. You sound like you're hurting. You're a hurting unit, man.
Well, I am hurting, and I'll tell you why. Occasionally,
I have to switch up.
Oh, you'll have to mute the YouTube video, Pia.
Yeah.
Now it's done. Sorry.
Oh, that's
There we
okay.
go.
It's music to my ears.
Hey, Pia.
I'm distraught, Will, because one, I think it goes too far in the effort to protect children. And there's going to be so many, not necessarily my type of show, but there's going to be so many people who are going to be devastated by this.
Really, like, explain that. That's the part where I'm confused.
Well, think about Mr. Beast, for instance. Here's a great example. Guy's killing it. Most of his revenue has got to be from ads. And anyone could make the argument that the majority of his viewership, whether his stats say it or not, and this was specifically stated by the FTC spokesperson, the perception that his audience is young would be enough for him to have to classify his videos as targeted children, and he loses all of those things that I listed earlier.
Right.
Some have estimated it as high as 80% of revenue for those channels. Some people have said that PewDiePie's audience are a group of 9-year-olds. What does that say about his chances of getting through this unscathed?
But is it on the creator? I mean, this is where I'm confused,
It
because
is.
it's on the creator, but they're gonna go behind your back and like usurp your decisions anyway. So
They've already said, and let me start you with that. They've already said, this is the FTC. They've said that that they have already figured out a way to go through all 24 million or 48 million channels out there and find out, which are complying in compliance and which aren't.
I'm in a real pickle because I literally have a kids channel, Miscast Kids.
Mm-hmm.
I have a channel that could be construed as kids or adult, Miscast Reads. And Miscast Entertainment is just all debauchery.
As we know.
I'm not really worried about that one.
The good kind of debauchery.
But I have a gray area in Miscast Reads for sure. Like, I mark that as for adults because I just don't want to take the risk, But it's definitely kid content so far.
Well, you saw what they said, right? If it has language that may be directed at kids, or kids, it makes it easy for them to understand. If it has characters that are kid oriented, I'm thinking, if you have a puppet on there, that could be interpreted as directed at kids, no matter what the intent was. They could always look at it and say, "Oh no, you're a kids channel." Suddenly, you lose everything. Go ahead.
So they're gonna
He's reading fairy tales, so they will hit it. Even though he's reading the original bloody version, they will hit him.
Yep.
I'm sure.
Yep.
And have you guys seen this guy? He's a former lawyer. He has met with both YouTube high up and FTC several times. His name is J. House Law.
Yeah, that's the guy I linked last Thursday, Pia. Remember that?
On his COPPA video, he has made it possible for us to write to FTC. They stopped this comment section, but they have opened it again for a longer time. And he recommends everyone to write to FTC. He has a link on his website. Write them as a creator. Just explain in plain words what your worries are and why you don't think this is effective. And I urge everybody here, if you have the slightest doubt, find this link and write to them. It's direct to FTC because YouTube can't do nothing else but what they have done.
Yeah, they have to follow the law. It's the FCC and their madness. That whole Ajit Pai crap, net neutrality bullshit.
Yep.
Like, can I say shit?
You can fucking
You're
say
marked as
shit
adult
all
only
you
now,
want to,
Jim, right?
man.
Yeah, now we can say whatever we want, right?
F-bomb. Well, I've never, I've throttled it back when kids are on, or, you know, when I say kids, I mean, because I haven't had anybody under 13 on here as far as I know,
Right.
but I have had some 14, 15, and 16-year-olds on here, and I try to clean it up when they're around. But no, this is totally meant for adults.
I will put a link to FTC in the chat if that's okay, Jim.
That is absolutely okay. I actually have the link to the lawyer video you were talking about in my Thursday show. I'm sure. I'm looking there
I can
now.
put that one too.
Yeah. Because it's extraordinarily good information from his video and what it may mean. Oh no, I have Daryl Eves on there, but he has a link on the on this Daryl Eves video, which I will throw in the chat. There is actually a link to that lawyer's page, and you just put J House Law in there, Pixel. Thank you.
Nice.
Hello, Andrew Frying Pan. How are you, man? Not a great gamer. Good to see you, my friend. But yeah, he clearly says when you look at the conference that they had with the FTC, that all it has to be is perceived, and they've already identified that it doesn't matter what your stats say. They've got, well, machine learning is doing the math on that, and if they see a certain amount, then they will multiply that based on the trends that they're aware of. And whether you designate it as children's content or not, they will reverse that. Let's say you say it's not children's content, they'll reverse it, and then they'll see you as in non-compliance because you're potentially opened up with personalized ads. You had comments, notifications were turned on, all that kind of stuff. Which, if it's designated for children, all that stuff is turned off. It will be.
There are way too many gray areas for that to function at all. Like,
Yes.
that's going to destroy a massive amount of the community.
Yep.
But
Like, huge.
the thing is that this is something that FTC can make money on. If you don't follow what FTC has decided without having the slightest clue on what they are doing, they can fine you 42,300 something for each video that don't comply.
Yeah, they
And
can.
that is you as a
They
creator.
can, but it has to go through a court system.
That's
to be
true.
Nullified.
Yeah, that is
And
true.
It is
there
nothing.
will
No.
be so many
No, Pia,
lawyers
it
making
will
money
never-
on this.
That will never, ever make it through a court
Oh,
system.
yes.
There's no
I,
way.
I
yes.
bet you anything,
No
Will.
way.
My gut feeling is that there will be examples, and then they won't have to go any
Yes.
further than that. They'll find somebody who's like, it doesn't apply to me. Boom, it does apply to them. They'll take them to court. This person has zero references or resources to fight something like that. They'll get not maybe 42 grand per video, but they'll get a giant slap on the wrist. Be
Right.
newsworthy and probably have a good career after that. But they'll be the
That's-
example, and then everyone will comply. And of course, probably more restrictions will come down. That's the worst part about that.
If they really try to enforce that law in that $42,000 range, that's going to go to the Supreme Court for sure.
Exactly, which is
Because
why I'm
there's
saying
no way that there'll be appeal after appeal after appeal after appeal. There's no way.
Oh yeah. And
But
it's up
at
to
the
it's up to 42,000. So what
Yeah.
my guess is
Oh, so they can do it like in the hundreds if they wanted to.
my guess is that they would slap it on how many other videos, make it a painful amount and call it a day. They're not going to do it like 1,000 videos at 42,000 a piece, because
No, it's
that's
just ridiculous though, because like I'm telling you, like I don't want to be involved in this crap with miscast reads. And if they start like telling me they're going to disable my ability to do crap because children can like my stuff, that's ridiculous. Like I'm not making that content for anybody. I'm making that content, period. That's all it is.
Mhm.
I literally told them I'm not making it for kids.
yeah. But now it's
So-
being judged.
Yeah, it's being judged by an
Mhm.
algorithm, which
Mhm.
is ridiculous.
Yep. And it will eventually by a real person. So right when the algorithm turns it in, I'm sure the real person will go and look, and then it's up to their interpretation. It'll probably go in front of committee, and then if it's deemed non-compliance, man, it's bad news. Hey, Danny
Well,
Black, how you doing, man?
Fight, man. Oh,
I
sorry.
think
Go ahead.
when I look it up my channel, it says I don't know, it's kind of weird, but I clicked there's a bunch of options, whatever. I just clicked the no, it wasn't my kids channel. That is not my it's not even kids channel. My content.
Are you saying you got flagged already? Because they have gone through.
Oh no,
Oh.
I don't have it flagged.
Okay, because my understanding is that they have gone through, and they've already flagged videos that they know are directed at children, or they at least assume are.
I get the point.
You've got a what? I'm sorry.
No, I'll get that point. What you're saying.
Oh yeah.
What did you mark your videos as, Pia? Because you're
not intended for kids because they are
because you don't want to deal with it.
no. My videos are for parents and teachers.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That's a good argument too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah. If you guys are wondering, and I'm gonna throw this up on top of all of us. You literally go into your settings, and then click on your channel, and then your advanced settings, and you choose right here. And if you haven't done it, choose now. Even if it's to review every for every video, but do make your changes ASAP.
But I am
Yeah, right.
still worried when the AI starts looking, because even though my content is for parents and teachers, my thumbnails could be looked upon as for children.
Yeah, and that I can only imagine that will be part of the equation.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Mhm.
Thumbnails are also in the equation, and that cartoony looking thumbnails are suspect.
Yeah. Yeah.
Same thing.
I want to
my
know,
whole
but before you get into that, Pia, I want to know, you guys in the chat, Digging with Deej, how you doing? Good to see you as well. If I missed anyone, JD Tremaine, Dole Whip Dad. There's one that's going to really suck, because I was watching a whole lot of videos from folks that who are adults that like have Lego channels for adults,
Right.
and they've already had their videos tagged, which is why I asked. But if you guys, Andrew Frying Pan, how you doing? If you anyone in the chat has had any of their videos tagged as targeted at children, let us know in the chat, will you please? I would love to hear about that.
So I'll tell you a story, man. Like about 2 months before this even rolled out, YouTube was already disabling contents for kids channels, or I mean, disabling comments.
Oh, yeah.
So I would go to my Miscast Kids channel and I'd be like, dude, the comments are disabled. I turn them back on. Be like, what? This is bullshit. Like,
They already
then-
know, man. You're already tagged.
Yeah, I was tagged. So because I have kids in the
Yep.
name, right?
Yep.
So then but I didn't know what was going on. This was 2 months ago.
Sure.
Then I kept going back, like once a week. They're turned off. Like they were already tagging people and turning shit off before this even was any kind of news.
But
So
William, that was because this crap with the timestamps in the comments for pedophiles. All children's channels lost their comments.
Yeah.
Well, look, I went through. The first thing I did like 2 days ago is I went to Miscast Kids. I marked it for kids because that literally is a kids channel.
Yeah.
So if they're going to disable all my crap, then whatever. But that's what that channel is supposed to be. It's made for kids by kids. Fine. But if you mess with my Miscast Reads, I'm gonna kill somebody.
Yeah, people will be doing children's channels for free from now on. Go ahead.
But you need to find even bloodier versions of the fairy tales you read, so there is no doubt.
No, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do, and they can kiss my ass, like literally.
I hear you there, man.
About it.
I hear you there.
You might end up kissing theirs with your wallet.
Well, bring it, YouTube. Like, come on.
It's not
Seriously,
YouTube.
Come at me, bro.
I'm on record right now. Bring
Come
it.
at me, bro.
Come at me.
Miscast. At this point, it's not YouTube.
No, I know, but they're still interpreting the law, and that's law too. So
It is, but
Because-
it'll be the FTC that comes at you, though.
right.
And FTC pointed out YouTube as the one they were going to test.
Well, they're gonna
all
say,
You know
this.
why? You know why that is, guys? You know how all
Money.
this started? Well, no, you know how all this started? The COPPA Act was
Right.
well, it came out in 1998. It was enacted in 2000. It was updated in 2013 to include more than just personal private information from those under 13 years of age. 12 and under is what they say. YouTube and Google were compiling all this personal information in defiance of that act. They got caught. They got taken to court. They got fined, and in the settlement, this is what we're looking at now. But it's separate from what the FTC will do because they've got their own force looking into this because they want to target content producers as well.
Yep. And they have another problem is all the organizations that backing up FTC in this.
Yeah.
We are talking about it from our point of view, but there are so many children's organizations that strongly backing up this decision and what YouTube and FTC are doing right now.
Well,
and they are lobbying. We
it
do
makes
nothing.
sense. Like, I'm not going to say it doesn't make sense. Like, there is a huge problem that needs to be addressed. This is not the way to do it, though. Like,
And that's why you need to write to FTC and explain
There
why
it
this is the wrong way.
I agree with you. We should write our congresspeople because that always works.
Yes.
Oh, there is my
Not an exercise in futility there. Before
I'd write to that one with the big teeth, Cortez. What a turd. I'm just bringing that one in right there. That's the only thing I know about Congress people. Sorry, I know nothing about it.
He's talking about AOC. Oh,
Welcome. Not a great gamer.
I don't know.
Always
You
a pleasure.
always a pleasure to you. You said about Congress, and all I know is that I always see this woman on TV with big teeth just shouting at everyone, and she's a member of Congress.
Well,
Sh-
she's
shouting
actually
poorly.
a junior member of Congress,
Yeah.
and the only reason she gets press is because people just love to hate on her. So
Yeah,
that's
well.
how it goes.
well, that happens when you go straight from being a bartender to a junior congressperson.
But isn't that what everybody does in Congress? Like, they go from being whatever the job they were to whatever they are in Congress.
Yeah, usually though it's
No.
lawyers for
I know,
by
but
and
I
large.
don't want a whole Congress of lawyers.
Oh, I
There's
don't
some
either, but
real
I-
people in there at some point.
Given what we've got out of bartenders, I don't want bartenders either.
We
no
need
offense if you're a
just
bartender,
white
really, seriously.
landowners then.
That's what it used to be, right? Landowners
Yeah,
and,
it was
and
white
business people. hmm
Tony, what's up?
What's going on? I got
those.
whenever it's my turn, I got a couple things to say.
It's your
Floor is
well, gamer. How you doing, man? Good to see you, by the way. Thanks for bringing up AOC.
I don't even know what AOC is. Is that an electric company?
No, that's Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. That's the big teeth. The big teeth you were talking about.
Oh, yeah. And I do have since. Okay, thanks for bringing up. I am going to bring up one member of Congress I really respect then. I don't know his name. He's black dude, lost his wife, served in the army, and had throat cancer, and still serves. He's got a speech impediment.
Oh, I can't think of who you're talking about. Anybody?
No clue.
Bueller?
I saw him do a
Bueller?
speech last year. I saw him do a speech last year, and I just thought to myself, you know what? I'm gonna have to shake your hand.
You know who I like? The Speaker of your house, or your Parliament.
He's left.
Oh no! I love
Mate,
that
he
dude.
left. He left the other day. We've taken a step back in UK. We've got
He was like the Monty Python of the UK.
we've got a knight back in there now. We have an actual sir. We've gone backwards.
Wow.
We've got like aristocrats back in Parliament now.
No way.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Weird, man. This whole world's going to hell in a
Oh,
handbasket.
topsy-turvy. Well, before we get to Tony's take on this, I do want to say hello to AJC Magic TV. How you doing, buddy? We also have who did I see? My dad makes me watch says YouTube is coming to this rather than filtering their ads. They want users to change. You're right. Welcome to the show, Adam. By the way, Stacy Morgan, how you doing? Oops,
Hi,
better be
Robert.
careful with emojis. YouTube might cancel my channel. They actually did that, Stacy. I know that's probably why you're making that joke, because they actually not only banned this dude, but several of the people in his live chat for going over emoji. No lie. I need to find that. Maybe I'll make an entire show on it. Dirty D's, how you doing? Good to see you. And look, we have Tony or Conklin Art. How are you, Tony? What's your take on this, man?
Yeah, cool.
Well, first, I want to say I didn't know the gamer was here
Oh,
before I got on, or I wouldn't have bothered.
Thank you.
He works for Ganna, by the way. Don't listen to him. Anyway, also at first when I turned this on, it was you, and then I had to leave the computer. I came back, and it was you and Will and Pia, and I thought that I was watching a miscast fucking stream, but it didn't crash, so I realized I wasn't.
Oh,
snap. I haven't
burn.
crashed in like a month, dude.
And then I wanted to say, what's that?
I haven't crashed since I switched to Zoom. God.
Oh,
where do we post?
I didn't
cameras
know.
to?
Last time I was over there, I sat in your waiting room for 25 minutes. You big leagued me. Anyway,
Boom.
then I wanted to say, "What's up, bitches?" I wanted to say that I didn't know until tonight that everyone wasn't talking about Copacabana. I'm very confused right now. I thought Copacabana was on a comeback with all the shit I've seen on YouTube, and I'm just realizing now that I've been fucking blindsided by this. It's not something I knew about.
Ain't that a song?
Well, I've been calling for banning of flavored hats for I don't know how long now. Well, because they appeal to kids. Those flavored, you got bananas and apples and shit. That appeals to kids. Ban those damn things.
I agree.
Yeah, what if you have fruit in your video, man?
I agree.
Depends what you do with the fruit.
They're a gateway fruit, man. Flavored hats are a gateway fruit.
I think my next video, I'm going to punch my kid in the face because I don't think that's kid friendly, and that way people will understand that I'm not kid friendly.
Right?
Hey, it'd hold up in court, I think. Well, that's not kid friendly.
Yeah. That's really all I got now. I'll try to keep up.
Oh,
Ahmed, your picture probably kind of looks like Phil Liner. Oh, don't worry, it's gone. You won't know who I'm
Oh
about.
God.
What's up, Jelly?
Jelly's
What's
back
up?
with us.
Oh, man, what's up, brother? How you doing, man?
How's it going?
It's going. I like how.
Jelly.
What is? I like Pixel Kid
Thanks
leaves
for
the picture.
calling me. I look like a dim Lizzie.
What's going on?
The picture.
Actually, you
picture.
remind me
Yeah,
of Zorro,
yeah,
dude, without his
look at
mask
him.
on.
If you look up Film Lizzie, just go Google it.
I like your shirt. Are you like the Kuwaiti version of Where's Waldo? You like Where's Ahmed? We don't know if you're at the
Oh,
mall,
God.
or if you're in the car, or the coffee shop.
You need 45 more people in that SUV,
Right.
Ahmed.
Yeah, you just gotta pack them in, then we gotta
So
find
we-
you on the screen.
Yeah, so we don't know. We can find where you're at.
What we gotta do, Jim, is we get 45 more people on panel, and
Where's
then we gotta try to
Waldo?
find them in all the
Where's
little boxes
Waldo?
of faces.
We need to.
That is no more, Tony. That is no more. I'm limiting the panel so we can get a good discussion going.
I want you to know that I said hello to an old friend of ours today,
Who's that?
Crystal.
Oh, I
She
did too.
was,
I came in right at the end of her live stream.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, right at the very end, she was there, and I just said, "Hey, I saw you alive. I was at an event. I said I wanted to say hi, and the crew loves you. And we miss you." She knew right away. She was like, "Oh my god!" She's like, "The video calling show. You guys got to check out the video calling show. You guys should check out Viewed This." She's awesome, man. But I just wanted to say hello to her, and I know you and I have spoken about her a few times, and we do miss her. So I got a chance to, at least I'm glad she caught the comment. There was like 250 people in the chat. I'm like, she's never going to see this comment.
Yeah.
She grabbed it, which is awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and she caught mine right away too. Like I said, it was right at the end. I wasn't notified until right at the end, man.
You and I were probably in right around the same time then, because that's when I think she was signing out right as I got in too, yeah.
Yeah, because she went off the air as I was talking. Sorry, Jim. That damn YouTube, that sort of thing. So, yeah.
Is
Love
Pixel
Crystal.
going to say anything?
Well, yeah, she's been talking. She had to put Sis to bed.
Oh, sorry.
Chilling like a villain.
Chilling like a villain.
Oh, Pixel Pia, bum, 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 here I go again.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Here comes Abba. You're too sweet, not a gamer.
You what?
Aw.
I'm sweet.
Said you're too sweet.
I'm a fucking arsehole. Thank you.
You can think that all you want, but I know.
I know you know. You've said things that have scared me recently. You have wisdom, I know that for sure.
Froggy.
I love Pia. She's always given me that perspective, or us, I should say, that perspective that we don't normally get from someone who, well, except for Gamer. Gamer gives us that as well from the other side of the pond, and so does Ahmed occasionally as well. But I love that.
I give you the perspective of English and French international relations.
Oh, the French as well.
Well, yeah.
Well, yeah, we know
Grapes.
how. Yeah, we know how you get. We know how you get along with the French.
I like that Pia also knows the gamer is a nice softy guy.
Oh yeah.
He's got this hard complex, but we all know better.
I ain't got a hard complex here, right, guys. I
There
will
he
be the
goes.
first one to admit I cry myself to sleep most nights, and if I'm not crying myself to sleep, I'm having to pull myself off for a delusional bit of sympathy. Honestly to God, on this one, I am the most miserable mofo you could ever meet, and my laughing's a coping mechanism. There you go. Now all feel sorry for me and start up a GoFundMe so I can move to America.
I heard the French in the 1800s
Well played.
started the shaving tradition between the crotch of women, and then in the 1900s brought it back to Harry.
Oh, they brought back to her suite? But like what in the 60s? this is way off topic. And we have a woman on the panel. By the way, Outdoorsy Gal Zero says, I love ABBA. Somebody ban her. No, I'm kidding.
Damn.
She's a mod. You can't ban her.
Holy hell.
I'm just poking at Chrissy there.
I didn't want to sound racist when but what you just said about the French people, miscast, like that's what
Yeah.
the kids joke about over here. Like all French are hairy. It's kind of like the childhood. Apparently, what you just said, I don't know whether it is true, but apparently it is, mate.
Yeah, I know. I heard it, man. Like 120 years ago, or more, like 200 years ago, they started a trend of shaving, and now they're all hairy as shit.
Fucking hell, miscast, mate.
The pendulum will swing, Will.
Armpits and all, brother.
The pendulum will swing. And that wasn't a
seen that
sexual
one.
reference, by the way.
I've seen that with my own eyes. The second one you've just said.
And
I've
they
seen-
bleach that shit and color it.
No, that's Californians.
Oh yeah, right. I believe that.
Sorry, Jim.
Oh no! I'm trying to tie this into COPPA or
Oh,
or the terms of service.
Okay.
Well, the kids
Okay.
won't see any of that. That's for
No,
sure.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like,
And if
It's
we've
automatically
got to tie
R.
it to COPPA, French people ain't for children. There we go. Move on.
and I don't know about that, Bia. I don't know about that, man. Prawn
Wash your
on the
hands.
in the interwebs is easily accessible.
Yeah.
Very, very easily accessible.
There's another YouTube. It starts with a P.
First
Yes.
name Jimbo, last name Billy Bob.
Oh, by the way, did you hear that PayPal is no longer accepting porn subscription payments?
Why?
Oh, I don't know. Politically correctness, I imagine.
Oh, they got woke.
Porn.
What's that?
Porn.
Yeah, porn.
That's like a gazillion-dollar industry.
Porn payments?
I know. That's like, yeah. They won't take, like, if you got a membership on some porn site, you can't pay via PayPal at all.
Maybe
now.
that's why Elon
Well,
Musk.
that's gonna fuck up next weekend. I'll tell you that.
That's a stupid business
Right.
decision.
It really
Seriously.
is. It really is.
What's that? Getting banged in front of a camera, or not letting someone pay for that?
Not letting someone pay for it.
I'd
Oh.
do either. To be honest, I've got
I
a
would
lot of
say
money.
I would say the other side of that is brilliant.
Brilliant?
Yeah.
Why?
You get paid for having fun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's yeah, I got you.
Yeah. Anyone who's got the gonads to have that much fun and get paid for it. Hey, my hat's off to him.
Why not, dude?
You know,
Who gives a shit? They're
Practice
adults.
safe porn though. That's all I gotta say.
Like,
Yeah.
You know what? If PayPal doesn't want to do it, Square will do it, and then PayPal's going to lose out on like billions of freaking dollars.
I know.
Yeah,
Right.
that's so
It's a
crazy.
dumbass decision. Man.
That is a dumbass decision. Like who's gonna know, right? It's one of those things where, oh, okay, so you
A very dumbass decision.
what's that?
Where was that?
I said very, very dumbass decision.
Yes, it
Where the
is.
hell are you, Jelly? Where are you?
He's in
I
the
can't see
ether.
you anyway. The ghost in the machine.
Ghost in the machine. He's actually analyzing our channels right now to see if they're they're kid friendly. That's what happens, Ahmed, when you don't have your video turned on.
I love that picture. I love that
Freaking
picture of
Mickey
Ahmed,
Mouse,
by the
man,
way.
and I'm gonna
He
fuck
looks
you
like
over,
he
too.
looks like Bruce Lee.
He looks like Phil Lynott from Thin Lizzy in that photo.
From who? Oh, from who?
Thin Lizzy, the band. Look at the
Thin
band.
Lizzy,
That-
Phil Lynott.
Yeah, the bass player.
Well,
Guess who's
Singer.
just got back today? You must know who that is.
no, wait.
And Frank Zappa, who was
Boys are
it?
back down.
Who
What's that?
was it that called you Frank Zappa, Jelly?
Wait, I thought it was Thin Lizzy, but
No, I
No.
can see that as well. You do look like Frank Zappa in that
Yeah,
picture.
somebody said Frank Zappa. I don't remember what live.
It's Ahmed
Me and
Zappa.
Jelly run into each other everywhere
but
nowadays.
it doesn't compare to Frank Zappa. If I'm wearing a afro, it looks like a Thin Lizzy.
Oh well, yeah, that's true. That's true. 'Cause he
And
was
it's-
of mixed race, and he did have a fro at times.
It's a little Ringo Starr too.
Ooh, Ringo
Yeah.
Starr.
If I put sunglasses.
I'm going with Zorro.
My old man looked just like Phil Lynott when he was younger.
Borrow one of Gamer's domino masks. And
Domino?
Jelly's gonna be Zorro 100%.
I'm sick of people assuming I wear a mask.
All right, one of your facial expressions.
It was an unfortunate smelting accident as a child.
No, I thought it had something to do with tea, but I'll take smelting.
I like it. I'm down.
Maybe the smelting was done with the tea.
Maybe.
I dig.
God, it says, how do I pay for porn now?
You gotta go through Square. They're
And-
accepting all applications.
Google should have used the porn money to pay COPPA. Yeah, right. I know. Well, I'm surprised. I'm surprised Google doesn't own like a big stake in Pornhub. No pun intended.
Who does though? Are you sure no one, or is it still in the same person's hand? I imagine it is.
Yeah,
That
I have no
channel,
idea.
I know that channel is doing really well. For
Oh yeah,
themselves.
it makes more money than any of these channels.
Oh, it's been that way since the dawn of time, man. Porn has always sold well on online.
And
it
I'm not gonna be
technology.
vulgar and go into it because I don't think it's right. But I know someone on there who's not. They're not like mega famous, super mega fucking porn stars with tens of millions of subscribers, but they've got subscribers and they make a reasonable amount out of it. So
Yeah, I mean, dude, you
So you-
can't lose.
So you're saying when I'm done with this teaching crap, I should jump ship?
Me and
Hey,
you, Pixel. Me and you.
There
Okay.
is
You always have
literally something for everybody.
you always have to have an exit strategy, Pia.
Yeah, like you could have sex with a tarantula and you'd get like 1 billion views.
Oh man,
Sex
yeah.
with a
Actually, the
tarantula.
weirder the better. But
Yeah, right.
yeah. But
Oh, I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to that video called 1 Pia, 2 Pencils.
Oh,
One-
you
1 Pia, 2
you will never
arachnids.
see. You will never see that.
Oh man.
Outdoorsy Gal says, Jim, wondering if you marked your channel not for children. Well, some people get shut down if they don't behave. Well, of course I marked mine not for children, all of them. I worry though. I worry about, I had Patty on, she had her puppets on, whether some, pencil neck in government's going to see that as targeted children. I've had, Raven, the commentator, on a couple times with her stuffed animals. Man, it's just such a gray area that you don't want to take any chances. Magic Jones, how you doing, Jason? Good to see you, man.
What is it going to do for you, Jim, when it comes to? And I don't want to drop names, but like some of the younger ones who come up here.
Well, like I said Thursday, the worst part for those kids are that more and more channels like mine, even though cussing, they're going to hear worse than that on the schoolyard. Even some of the porn references we made tonight, they're going to hear a lot worse than that in the schoolyard if they're 13 and over. But what's going to happen is a lot of channels like mine are going to age restrict to 18 and over, and those kids are just going to be shut out. If nothing else, people are going to be doing it to protect themselves, even if they don't cuss or they have these silly porn references we just went through. So for them, it really sucks.
I thought about just marking my whole channel 18 and over.
I have too.
That way, you know what I mean? And that way,
But
the way I look at it is, if you
monetize
say
them.
your whole channel is 18 and over, then
I saw a new video. It's pretty awesome.
you're
Tony.
only available to people who are 18 and over.
You can't monetize.
And you can't monetize?
Nope.
No.
So you have to fall into that sissy range in the middle.
Yeah. You got to be milquetoast, man. You got to be milquetoast, and you got to be as far away from the kids as possible for any sort of monetization. Well, I said personalization.
I mean, I'm kind of milquetoast already. I'm all right with that. I just, I don't know.
But 18 plus, you lose all that stuff too. Super chat, monetization, all of that. Not allowed on 18 plus channels.
I'm not sure that that's true, honestly.
It is. I checked it.
It is.
Let me find it again.
Okay.
Because
I'd be interested.
And there's a couple of people who, if we're going to have a panel, Tony, and we're going to go a bit, not like raunchy, but talk like dirty, like WTF Mike.
Oh, maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's a panel by panel thing that I'm thinking.
And when they make it an above 18s, the monetization thing goes off in the corner. You can't click it anymore.
Because I watch streams. I'll give you a great example. There's a guy that there's a couple channels that I have featured on my channel. One of them being EDP445. And EDP stands for eat that, and I ain't gonna tell you the last word, but use your imagination. It's a 5-letter word. It stands for cat. Anyway, you go over to that dude's channel when he live streams, which is very rare, and he gets super chats. How is that? This is the most foul-mouthed, disgusting person. Uses the N-word like it's candy all the time, in all his videos and on his streams. How is that guy getting super chats?
How's he still on, man?
How's he getting super chats? Go to the Joe Cronin show. Love the Joe Cronin show. Love Joe. Joe's stand-up, cool-ass dude, right? Got an awesome show. He talks wrestling. So when wrestling's over, when wrestling show ends, I always go over and check out the Joe Cronin show. It's smash mouth. It's inappropriate as hell. It's disgusting as hell as far as for what the normal PC person would think watching it. You know what I mean? They swear, they get disgusting on things. And this guy's whole thing relies on super chats. They have levels of them set. So like if you donate this much money, this certain video plays, and it's like he's got it all the way up to like $150, man. And people ring those things all through the whole show. It comes up and goes super chat, and then the video plays, and it puts whatever the person wrote on the screen and reads it out loud.
Are you talking about the goddamn podcast?
Huh?
Are you talking about the goddamn podcast?
No. I'm talking about the Joe Cronin show.
What you're talking about is not Super Chat. That's Streamlabs. Super
No.
Chat doesn't play a video. Streamlabs does.
Oh,
platform.
so that's how he's doing it then.
Yeah, YouTube's not doing that. That's Streamlabs.
I thought he, okay.
No,
I thought he was
Streamlabs, you
getting
can
Super-
set a video that plays when people give you money.
That's
And
Streamlabs.
you can have it like dictate what they say and shit.
That's what it
Like,
does, yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's not YouTube.
Okay.
That's
So
how
he's
that's
not getting Super
Yeah,
Chats.
because YouTube would shut that shit down in 3 seconds, man.
Yeah, they would. Yeah.
Yeah, no way.
All right, well, the other guy is getting Super Chats because you see him come up on the screen in the blocks.
I recommend, by the way, that everybody uses Streamlabs if they can, because you don't have to have that mile marker of 1,000. You can just set up Streamlabs. You can donate, and they only take 10% instead of 30.
Oh, really?
Yeah, YouTube takes 30, Streamlabs takes 10, and then you get all the bells and whistles with Streamlabs. It's a
Yeah,
way
you can do
better
those cool
application.
videos and stuff, man.
Yeah, it's way better application.
Dude, this guy has some hilarious videos when people donate.
Hell yeah, you can pick
Frick.
whatever you want, dude.
Dude,
Like,
you should check that stream out tonight and just laugh at the fucking donation videos. Hilarious.
I
Absolutely
would
hilarious.
use Streamlabs, but they don't have good play controls for the stuff that I do, so I use XSplit. But as soon as they upgrade their shit, I'm gonna go to Streamlabs.
I'm kind of holding off on trying anything. Like, I have OBS and I've tried to use it a couple times and I'm already starting to see the sluggishness with it. You know, I have such a hard time even editing a video on my computer because it's so old. I'm afraid to fart next to this thing when I'm sitting here. I'm afraid it's just gonna blow the computer apart.
OBS is brutal on your computer as well.
That's what I'm saying.
Brutal.
It's so bad, you know. But I mean, I can only
OBS or IBS?
I mean, everybody knows.
OBS.
Everyone's probably heard me bitch about it
Streamlabs
by now. You know?
OBS.
Guys, I put the link to where you can read about the age restriction. You have to click on the little arrow further down to see about monetization.
Thank you, Pia.
The over 18 monetization. Good. Thanks, Pia. Appreciate that.
Your glasses have 2 arms.
2
How much?
arms. Oh, yeah.
Oh yes.
Here's.
We're teaching Swedish meatballs.
What?
Ooh.
Ah, we're back into the porn thing, eh?
Teachers do it with the class.
What, give them meatballs?
Balls somewhere.
Jesus Christ. Right, yeah, I'm changing this one. It sounds like blooming school lessons at the Vatican. Let's move on.
Those sons of bitches.
This cannot get better.
Jim, you should never have me up. You know I'm going to say some shit every time.
That's why I have you up, man.
Tim, you tried to make a clean stream.
Did I? Wearing the F-bomb? I don't know, man. I was in for a fight immediately. In fact, I've been up for a YouTube fight ever since this whole piece of shit came down. And
So,
like I said,
mean,
I blame YouTube and Google because they fucked up enough to get it into this position, and now we're having to pay for it. But I also blame government, as I do most of the time,
right.
for being silly, overbearing, and inefficient.
And having a shitty FCC with Aji Kai, because that guy can suck my left nut.
FCC
And
or FTC?
FTC. Oh, but it's FTC that's the problem. They
Yeah.
don't know anything.
FTC?
Yes,
FTC.
Federal
Oh,
Trade
yeah,
Commission.
yeah,
Yep.
I got it. Yeah.
They don't understand how YouTube creation works, and that's the biggest problem. And that's why this lawyer said we all must write to them with our simple explanations of why we think this is a bad idea.
That
Yeah.
won't work. Writing to them will not work. Something
Well,
different has to happen.
It's not doing anything for the vape industry. I know that.
Writing to people doesn't work. First of all, our representatives don't represent the people anymore. They
No.
represent big corporations.
Well,
So-
or the party agenda.
or the party
Well-
agenda. Yeah, that's the other thing. They don't give a freaking shit about the people.
Mm.
So
And
writing
that-
to them isn't going to do crap because they don't care about you to begin with.
Except
But-
Botan.
So
Except
But
for
my
Bolt.
stand is if you don't do anything.
I'm not
Shut
saying
your
don't do
mouth.
anything.
Yeah, you're right. Absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, I'm not
Um,
saying don't do anything. I'm saying we got to figure out a different way to do it.
There is no time.
Because first of all, people don't open letters anymore.
I do. I look forward
This
to
is
letters.
you write it on the
Yeah.
website.
Yeah,
It's an email.
I don't get letters anymore except for some dude named Bill.
Yeah, it's a bill. And it's usually telling you to go paperless.
Yeah. And have to pay more for going paperless. What the hell is that? That's a whole
Forgive me
nother
to
show.
interrupt.
10-cent fee.
What's
for
that?
your paper.
What's that, gamer?
I've just gone on to the YouTube settings thing because I ain't done this yet. I clicked the one, no, set this channel is not made for kids. Is that the one, yeah?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, I just wanted to confirm because I didn't want to click save and then it blew me in.
Dude, there's a guy.
Well,
in a
you can
black
change it
shirt.
as well.
Anytime.
Yeah, you can change it as well. And
And you-
let me be clear though, because I've said this several times, and I don't want anyone to misunderstand. Declaring your whether your videos are directed at kids or not is not protection.
No.
It is absolute not protection against being determined as one video or more being determined as being directed at kids. It only says that you declare that they're not. It may weigh a little bit in their decision, but it is by no means protection.
And this is because there aren't humans that judge it. They are bots and algorithms.
Yep.
Just like everything else on YouTube.
Well, not only
Just
that.
like
Go ahead.
just like everything else on internet. And it starts with YouTube. It will soon be on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter,
It's
on
supposed to be on all
every-
of it right now.
It is.
yeah, but all the other platforms will look over their TOS and change everything as well.
I don't understand.
They're just waiting and letting YouTube take the big storm, and then they do it when everybody has calmed down.
Let me throw this out to you guys. Why do you suppose they didn't do for 12 and under the same way they treat 18 and over? Why would they not make it a process to prove your age? Because you're not supposed to be using YouTube as either a creator or a viewer if you're 12 and under without your parents' permission. Why
You
would
can't.
they age restrict 12 and under initially?
Well, it makes no sense to me because you can't judge.
Well,
who's
you
what.
can. It's very
All I have
much
to
like
do is
it's
use
very
my
much.
parents.
Well, that's true. That's
Okay.
true. Yeah, but that's a whole nother can of worms, right? I mean, you can do that.
But it's
We used to buy beer before we were 21 too.
I know. When I was a kid in the 80s, I did everything I could to mimic my parents and get into their shit. Like,
Yep.
why would it be any different now with cyber?
I heard a number today. They had done a study. 84% of the parents buy a phone or a tablet and know that YouTube is on there. It's pre-installed. They
Yeah.
set up an account and they give it to their kids. And
That's right.
84%
Yes.
of parents admitted to give their kids the laptop, the tablet or phone knowingly with a YouTube account installed.
But isn't that parental consent?
It's stupid though, and
Yes.
she's right. My
Mhm.
sister, actually, that's why I was nodding like strongly. My little baby sister, right? When my mum died, my dad remarried, had another kid. She's only a baby. She's what, 6? I remember going around there like 2 years ago and having to go, "What the fuck are you doing?" to my dad, because she's sitting there as a child on a tablet watching YouTube. And I completely disagree with it. She was watching
Oh,
like
yeah.
Kinder Egg opening videos and all of that.
Mm.
All it takes is for one person to edit some part of that video or for it to auto feed onto another link where she's going to see something unsavory or like,
Well, that's
yeah,
the
I
whole
don't
internet.
think kids should be on YouTube. Yeah, but YouTube's, it's not for children. Children should be out
Yes.
playing, not sitting in front of a freaking screen all day
Mhm.
being fed crap.
Yeah,
Sorry.
unfortunately,
There is
it's the new
YouTube for
babysitter.
kids already.
There
Like,
is.
they already addressed this issue. It's
Yeah.
YouTube for kids. Like, you cannot control who goes into the adult section. That's not something you can control. And I don't know what this rule even is supposed to do because it's only going to fine people and ruin their freaking channels
Hmm
at the end of the day.
That's true.
Right?
That's true.
And And it is the government trying to take over the parents' job.
Oh yeah, more of that.
That can't happen, man. That can't happen.
Oh, they've been doing that for years. You know that, Will.
Yeah, I know.
YouTube in itself, though, is kind of its own country. But cyber, if you think about it, it has its own rules and regulations that people must adhere to. It has a massive population who are loyal to it. It's messed up.
It
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, it is. It is. What's that boil? Oh.
They should adhere to the laws of the country, but they seem to just make their own.
Well,
Yeah.
you can't really, in my opinion, we've gone beyond rules of one country when it comes to the internet. The internet
We
is
have.
its own entity, and it has no borders.
We should
It
call Al
used to
Gore and
have.
see if he actually wrote a rule book when he invented this.
But it used to have. I just did a video about something else, and all of a sudden I started to think, when I started to go online, everybody, oh, I know, it was on about technology for kids. When we had a big investment in Sweden at school, we had education for our kids, and one of the courses they had to pass to be allowed to go online was the netiquette course. Nobody has netiquette anymore. That has
No.
disappeared.
It's gone from etiquette to entitlement.
Yes. Yes.
There's no empathy in conversation. It's always what I want, not
Oh, God.
compromise these days. Yeah, there is no etiquette these days. And, the only reason people of my generation haven't got it, the only reason I've got it is because my nan was she is very posh, my grandparents, so they brought me up kind of, even though I still talk common, with some etiquette. But most people, bloody hell, under 35 these days in this country, don't know their P's and Q's.
Mm.
You know,
Shame.
It is a shame.
Pixel's completely right. It's just going to get worse. And the sad thing is that the internet is partly responsible for that demise.
You want to hear my apocalyptic freaking thought on the universe right now?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
I believe that
Cheers up.
the countries are broken at this point, to the point where there is no fix anymore. Like, everybody's like thinking, oh, if this party comes in, or this party comes in, or this happens, everything will be all right again. I don't think that's going to happen. I think that everybody is so diametrically freaking in extreme decisions and so scattered throughout each other like a virus. There's no way to come back from it. There's going to be a massive upheaval of some kind that we're going to live through.
That's why
where
places like
will
China,
change dramatically for everybody around the planet. Like, I really believe that. I really believe that. Like, I don't see how anything can come back from how crazy everything is right now.
Well, we'll come back. It'll morph into something hopefully not hideous.
How do you know, though? Like, you know, how many
Well,
countries
it's
have come
happening
up and
now.
gone down and come up and gone down, and the upheaval takes a while, man. It doesn't happen overnight.
Well, I'm not saying it will happen in our lifetimes, but we're seeing a cultural shift, unlike
Shit, yeah, we are.
unlike any that we've had. Well, I shouldn't say
Right.
unlike any that we've had in our history, but it is unique in that
Paradigm shift.
yes, in that it affects the young, like the Industrial Revolution. That affected everyone, but this is actually things that people growing up in this environment, and we're getting ready to reap what we sow.
this
Think about
country's
it, guys.
still
Think about
scarred
it.
with that.
We have 3 generations of 3 different lives. Neither one can relate to the other. We have the boomers, which don't understand technology at all. We have Gen
Hey.
X.
Thank you.
We have Gen
I'm a
X,
boomer.
which it understands analog and digital. We have freaking
Woo!
millennials that are only freaking digital, and then that are part. I don't know. The
No, they're
millennials-
pretty much all digital.
But
They grew up
Gen
with phones in their
freaking-
face.
Yeah, Gen Z though are straight freaking digital.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So all these freaking generations living together, and neither one can relate to each other. That's a paradigm shift of massive proportions,
My sister
And-
can't even use a freaking landline.
right?
I mean, technologically, you're
Right?
right, but we're also living in a time right now when parents are teaching their kids it's okay to want to chop their penis off when they're like 4.
That's insane.
That's not good.
That's
That is
insane.
not good.
That premature castration, chemical castration. That's a
And-
whole
and
nother.
we got,
thing.
and we,
That is a whole nother show. That is a madness unto itself.
That is
we got
that is a show on
psychologists
its own.
that are telling them it's okay when the kids are like 6 and 7. These people need their
Jesus
fucking
Christ.
license.
Yeah, and
Really?
oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh, dude, we live in a fucking world of nutcases right now, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, that's what you think, but that's not what they think, and that's not what someone else thinks. And if you go down the line of like 80-year-old to like 18-year-old, there's a shit ton of different beliefs, and they
And-
don't coincide.
And all the problems we bring up here has one thing in common, and that is we have stopped listening.
No, I think we listen too much, actually.
No,
Yeah, we listen
Well,
too much, and no one knows what the hell they're talking about.
I think we're listening to the
might-
wrong things.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
exactly.
We might
exactly.
look like
That's what I
we
mean.
might look like we listen, but we don't hear what people say. We don't care what people say.
And when it comes to that kind of stuff, though, I mean, I kind of get what you're saying a little bit, but I think in the general wholesome of the issue of people wanting to come out and be who they want to be, that I understand, and I can understand that part of it.
Mhm.
It's the parents these days that and they're not the millennials. They're the parents of the millennials. There's a whole group of parents. There's a whole group of 30 to 40-year-olds right now in this world that are just fucking everything up. They're the ones that don't want
But-
Christmas. They don't want Columbus Day. They want little Billy to wear a dress to school and chop his dick off. These are weird bandy people out there right now, bro.
But the
Really
pre-
weird.
but the problem there is
Well,
little
Fucking Columbus Day.
Hang on, guys.
little Billy shows in one way or another that he's not happy. But they don't listen to why he's not happy. They put it into the situation that they think fits. They
I'm not
decide
talking about
he's
kids not
not
being
happy.
happy. I'm talking about
He's
kids
not-
that are literally brainwashed by their parents from a young age because the parent wants something different than what they got. That's what I'm talking about. There's
No.
people out there like that.
Too many
I
people
still
living
No, Billy.
vicariously.
Day.
Hey, hang on. Before we get into that, I've got to help my fellow boomers out there. Mia David Rodriguez, good to see you again, and Art Conklin Art, and all you guys who are
Hey, can we read some
my
of the chat,
contemporaries.
what they're talking about?
Sure. Just a second though. There's no way that all boomers are technically inept. I happen to be one. I'm deep in the technical
Oh,
field, so
Tim, I
we
wasn't
know.
talking about you.
hey, I am a boomer.
I know. I was saying,
I'm too.
but
Me
90%
too.
of boomers are technically inept. I'm sorry.
By and large, you might be right. I don't have the stats on that. But
You are in the 10%.
10%. Yes, I did it.
I'll take it.
Parents will be so proud.
Let's just, the truth is though, the point, I'm going to be serious now.
Okay,
One
boomer.
day, all of this, what, did you call me a boomer?
No, that was Adam. He's okay, boomer. That's
I was
that's
going
that
to say,
that meme that just won't die. Like-
apparently I'm a millennial, but I don't think I am.
I'm Gen X, by the way.
Gen X,
I'm a son of a boomer.
the skateboard generation.
Yep, the skateboard generation. That's goddamn right. I have a fucking skateboard.
Hey, we were riding skateboards before you guys were born,
I
though.
still skate.
To be honest,
Thanks,
I don't know what is what. So please explain who is what.
Boomers are the generation that came back from their parents came back from World War II and got
Shagged.
Yeah,
Yeah.
part of the baby boom. 1964 is the cutoff.
Straight after World War II, the UK's
Straight after World War
population
II.
Exploded.
went whoosh
Yep.
because all the soldiers came home and just banged their wives.
And their kids had
Up
our
to
generation.
64. Up to
1964, yeah.
And
Okay.
then the boomers had Gen X,
Yes,
which is me,
And X had
the millennials.
the millennials.
We've got this heartbreaking period in the UK though. When I was a kid, it was still very community spirit. You had all the old people who you'd literally call "Hello, Major," because that's what they were back in the old, the big moustaches. When I was a child, and they used to speak all like used to meet old RAF people. They're all dying now. They're all gone. So the children ain't getting the education or the experience or the respect from these elderly role models that were all about. I don't know how it was in America, but when I was a child, they were everywhere. If you messed up in the street, they would gladly come out, slap you around the ear hole and drag you off back to your parents. Can't do that no more. Your parents would go, why the hell did you touch my child? You know?
That's true. Yeah. When I was a kid, man, my dad would say, I'm going to pull this car over and take my belt off. And that meant I'm going to beat the shit out of you with this thing. And I responded well to that. I was not abused, in my opinion. Now, like, you do that, you're going to jail, brother.
I once got a milk bottle, a glass one, and we was playing. I was only about 6, and I meant to throw it on my friend's garden. It missed his garden and hit his wall, smashed. My friend's mum came out that house, right, come up to me, literally, I thought she was going to rip my ear off, and literally carried me by my ear to my mum's house. Then my mum beat the shit out of me and made me go and clean the glass. This day and age.
Let me share a story with you.
They would have been blaming the neighbors.
Yeah.
Let me share a story with you. When I first moved here, I have been working as a teacher in Sweden. The first school I worked at here, one day there was a little 6-year-old kid. He was crying in the hallway. I didn't know what has happened. So I picked him up and put him on my lap and tried to comfort him. And he calmed down, and I walked him down to the kindergarten classroom. And after that, the principal called me into her office and told me that I couldn't do that.
Why?
Yeah, why?
You touched him?
Parents might suit me because I put him on my lap.
Yeah.
It
It's ridiculous, man. This woke shit's gonna kill us all.
is.
That was my first experience with school here. In Sweden, that was all natural. Of course, I pick a kid up and put them on my lap if they're crying.
Why wouldn't you? That's like a human thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I often wonder, when did this happen? When did we become so afraid for our children that we're stunting their growth? And I mean that literally.
Internet.
Yeah, it wasn't till the internet, for sure. That's true. Like at the end of the 90s is when this crazy shit started.
When I was, and I can prove that, early 2000s when I was a child, for example, police officers, they'd still slap you around the head, drag you off. Early 2000s, they wouldn't dare do that to a kid.
Yeah, because people didn't see what everybody else experienced. And then when they started to see everything at the same time, it was like information overload.
Mm-hmm.
And now people don't know how to deal with it. And their empathy is like controlling everything. And they can't handle it. So everybody's got to be everybody's hero and savior without doing anything.
What about the 24-hour news cycle? Do you think that had anything to do with it as well? Because that started...
corporate media, hell yes.
Yeah, well, that started back with CNN. I want to say, 83, 84?
Yeah, when Reagan released the restrictions on news channels having income from corporations, that was the destruction of a lot of the democracy of the United States.
Yeah. Yep.
Because then they just spun stuff. Then spin became a thing.
Mm-hmm.
If it bleeds, it leads.
Yeah. Sensationalism.
Sensationalism.
But you know what? It is very much an American phenomenon.
Yeah, it is.
Because in Sweden, you can still put a kid on your lap.
And not without any, like the same repercussions still to this day. Because I bet you can't. I bet you can't in the UK. Can you?
Sit a kid on that.
Yeah.
Personally, if Pixel Pill was at my school and I had a child and my child was sad and she put my son on her knee and hugged her because he was sad, I would not have a problem with it whatsoever. It's just a maternal thing to do. It's showing that kid compassion. You're not sitting there with it on your lap thinking sexual thoughts.
Right, but it depends where you are. Like,
but I will admit, a lot of people these days would go absolutely mad. But without going into the politics side of it, it's one of the reasons that we're trying to leave the EU, because that's going very culminated, like modern, and we want to keep our values, we want to keep our traditions. We don't want to go down that road of what you've just said.
Yeah,
like a child should be able to, and not an old child, right? But, like a young, innocent child who needs compassion, needs guidance. Mm-hmm. There is absolutely, in my opinion, nothing wrong with that whatsoever. And if somebody does have a problem with that, I think they need to look at their own insecurities. And instead of pointing the finger, as Pixel said earlier, nobody listens to each other. Maybe they should step back and think, right, hang on, this woman I'm sorry, Pixel, I don't like saying this word, but she isn't a paedophile. She's completely safe. She's a good teacher. She's full of love. She has knowledge. It's absolutely fine. And that should be the rational thought for most people. But people in this day and age don't have it. They instantly, someone touches your kid in the street, even if I don't mean to, and you've already got some woman with her phone out or some young man with a phone out screaming that they're a fucking paedophile, filming it and then putting it on Facebook. And you're like, what the hell?
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing.
Wait a second, miss. Right. I still don't think that this kid's parents or any other parent would have minded. But from the school side, the school rules, the principal, they are so afraid, and that is the typical American part. Everybody is so afraid of being sued for something.
Well,
so
let me
they
explain
forget
why
to
that
be
is, though.
people.
This is why that is. It's because corporate media sensationalizes the worst things in life, and that's all people see.
Yeah.
So the one time something terrible happens, they will bombard the public with that one image of someone getting destroyed in this certain horrific way. Then every single person in the community that sees that in the radius of that broadcast will have that in their mind. So when it happens even once where someone touches their child, they'll be like, oh my God, this guy could be that guy, that Jeffrey Dahmer dude. And then the whole world goes ape shit.
Yeah.
So it is definitely the media's fault, 110,000%.
Yeah, perception is reality. And
That's
they skew perception, and everyone takes it as reality.
But that spreads because once somebody sees an example of it, they think they can get away with it too.
Sure,
That's true.
Works
that
both
makes
ways.
sense.
It works
Yep.
both ways.
Yep,
Like
sure does.
The criminals will come and do the same shit. They'll be like mimicking what they see on TV.
Mhm.
I believe a lot of the school shootings happen because these broken children see other people shooting people. They're like, I want to shoot people.
Yeah.
I just got back and we talked about how Jeffrey Epstein didn't hang himself yet, or
That
kill himself,
motherfucker
right?
did not hang himself.
Is it really
Does
bad?
anybody
I don't
really
know who
believe
he
hung
is.
himself? Like,
I'm gonna have to Google him. Don't
Oh,
even
yeah.
talk
Yeah. Gamer, you're in for a night, man. Reading up on that.
Is that the one
I
that
do too
there's that
much.
big scandal with Prince Andrew at the moment?
Yes.
that was like
Yes.
the most public execution of all time.
Oh, man.
I love it too.
Well, you know the
I'm
guards.
so-
The guards are under scrutiny now.
Why
They're.
didn't they just like put a fish on news? You know, like here's a fish in a bowl.
You want to watch? I just want to say to him, you want to watch that Prince Andrew interview that we recently done. He done it the other day. It was I forgot what channel, but it was Prince Andrew and that Jeffrey, whatever his name is, you just said about.
Epstein.
And I'll be honest with you, I don't want to sound like a treasonist, but he looks like a liar in the footage. He's shaking his head, gulping.
Oh, then that
Of
means
course.
there's probably a body language video out there. I love those. Have you guys ever
It
watched
doesn't
those
even
body
matter,
language videos?
man. It doesn't even
Yes.
matter. Everybody
I haven't
knows
seen one
how
of them in a
many
while.
people he was connected to that were powerful, and there was no way that guy was going to talk to anybody.
When it's a prince of my own country, if that would be true, I would be filled with absolute disgust.
I think he would have. I think he would have folded like a cheap napkin, which is why he's no longer with us.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said he wouldn't talk to anybody. Yeah.
Yeah. There's no. I meant there was no way he was going to talk because.
No way they're going to let him talk, man. Yeah,
exactly.
way too many
Way too
powerful
many.
people on that.
We're talking like
Bill Clinton was on that island.
Oh yeah.
Prince was on
not
that
just
island.
not
Yep.
just Clinton or Trump or any of those guys. Like tons of freaking people, man.
Tony, who's that you said second after Clinton?
What's that?
What did you say after Clinton? Who was the second name you said?
The Prince from your country, I think.
Prince
Oh,
Andrew.
I thought you just said Prince. I thought like you meant the musician. I was
Well, he
like,
might have been there too. I don't know.
Yeah, he might have been there. Michael Jackson might have been there. Who knows? But
oh, Jesus Christ. No,
we're starting conspiracy
The list
theories
is
here.
long.
Yeah, I hear that
I need
Trump
to
actually
point out-
kicked him out of one of his clubs because he thought he was a scumbag.
Wow.
Oh, I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, that was a report not too long ago.
I don't know.
Yeah. We'll never
Alright.
know.
Imagine
Sorry,
if somebody
I
thought
need-
that guy
Never
was a
know.
scumbag.
Scumbag's putting it lightly, isn't it?
Dude's dead though, and he sucked ass, so that's cool.
Yeah, those poor guards, man. They were offered a plea bargain. They said no, which tells me one of two things: they've got somebody backing them, or they actually don't think they did anything wrong.
Well, I mean, obviously, a sex trafficker is killed. He would, it's not a bad thing.
No, not a bad thing. Yes, Jesse Mendez says, I want to see his little black book. Don't we all?
Yeah, dude, I want to see that black
book. Don't we
Sure.
all?
And I understand what you're saying. It's not a bad thing that he's dead, but the bad thing is that there's so many women out there that are never going to get peace now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
no.
saying? Sucks.
And justice is not going to be served on those powerful people we just talked about.
And how many more people are going to get raped by these dicks?
Oh, how many did?
I really need to interject and point out that I ain't said that my prince is a pedo, and if you are listening in, please don't assassinate me. I only watched a freaking documentary. Thank you. Please carry on.
A little CYA there from Gamer.
It reminds me of that Eyes Wide Shut movie. There's like a secret society of people that like do really nasty freaking shit.
Oh yeah.
And they're super powerful, so powerful that they can't be touched. Even when someone's in the public eye, they can still execute them and not be touched. You have to take that into consideration. That shit's Illuminati style, right there.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hello, Infinite Moi. How you doing?
Our queen's immune from prosecution. She can't be arrested.
Really? Could she kill someone right on the street and not be see any repercussions?
In theory, yes,
Probably.
she could.
Really?
In theory, yes, she could. But her husband, when he had a car crash, the police had to investigate it. It's only her who's immune by law. It's weird, though. It is weird, but there's a few... President Trump can be arrested, can't he? Definitely.
Sure.
But there's some countries where de facto the heads of state, can't be arrested.
And I believe that, somebody mentioned Eyes Wide Shut. I've never seen the movie, but I know the premise of it. I'm sure there's a lot of secret societies out there that exist.
Oh hell yes, dude! Are you kidding? When you got
I belong to one myself, and I'm in a secret society. What we do is we go and we pick up a whole tray of blizzards from Dairy Queen, and then we film ourselves eating them, and we pretend like we're at a whiskey tasting, but instead it's blizzards, and it's it takes a lot to get in that club, but it's a lot of fun, and I'm glad to be part of it.
You animal.
Two questions, Tony.
Yes,
Two questions for you. What's a blizzard and what's the Dairy Queen?
I'll give you the answer to that, Mr. Bender, next Saturday.
You'll have to watch the video.
I was going to mention soft serve, but I don't think it would help.
It involves ketchup and cream.
Dairy Queen sounds like it's either an ice cream parlor or a milk shop.
It is. Dairy Queen is an ice cream chain, and a blizzard is kind of like a milkshake type deal. It's soft serve ice cream, and then it's like smashed up candy. You can pick what kind of candy you want, like your favorite candy bar, whatever, and they smash it into bits, and then they put it in there and they mix the bits in the ice cream. They go up and down this machine. So it's basically like a big cup of soft serve ice cream with bits of candy in it.
Nice.
Like peanut butter cup and gummy bears in the same one together. They're delicious. Thank you. Carry on.
That sounds alright. That does sound nice. So it's kind of like a McFlurry from
Yes.
McDonald's.
Yes.
The McFlurry was a direct ripoff of the Blizzard.
Yes.
That's true. That is true.
Yes.
See if I can show you this last thing I got from Dairy Queen. Yeah, there it is. You guys will enjoy this. I asked him, I said, hey, could I just get some, like soft serve in a cup without a cone and maybe some chocolate on it? Here's what I get. I kid you not, man.
What the
That is
hell
that
is
is my
happening on the top
hand. It's a fucking cone. And I told him, I said, without the cone. So
What?
so they take like a parfait top. They shove well, it looks like they just shoved the cone right in there, a dipped cone.
It doesn't look. It
That's
doesn't.
the weirdest thing.
I could be wrong, but it doesn't look like they give you like good chocolate either. Like they give you the shell chocolate. It looks like.
Well, that's what I wanted. I wanted
Oh, you
like
want the shell? Okay.
yeah. I said like
Oh,
a
dude,
dipped
I like
cone
the
in a
shell.
cup with no cone. That's what I get.
I don't know about the upside down cone, but the shell chocolate is awesome.
And that's how they handed it to me, just like that too. Like
When you go to Dairy Queen, you get those blizzards. They're, like I said, it's like soft serve with all the shit mixed in.
Damn
They're
it.
so thick, you got to eat them with a spoon. They're so thick. When they give them to you, they turn them upside down and show you that the spoon's stuck in them.
Yeah, they have to.
Yeah.
They have to grab at least one out of the tray and flip it and
Yeah.
show you.
Otherwise, you get it for free
If
or
they
something.
don't, and you call them out on it, then you get like free blizzards. or
Yep.
something.
Did you hear, Chrissy? Now,
maybe
now
you
I'm
want-
appealing to children. Fuck, that means
Oh shit.
that
dude,
means the
you
FTC is going to be
mentioned Dairy
all over my ass because I showed an ice cream cone. See what I mean?
This
Oh,
video
But that,
is toast.
but that's the thing. That is exactly the thing. Someone could look at that and go, "Oh well, I don't care about the rest of the video. That appeals to kids. You're not compliant." Boom. They could literally say that.
Today,
It is the government
fuck
after
the
all.
French. There we go.
We don't even know what their algorithm's looking for. So it could like pick out Dairy Queen ice cream,
Well, they said yep,
blurry, and then all of a sudden it's a kid's video.
right. But the dude at FTC literally said that they knew algorithms weren't going to work. So it's going to be much more of a manual process at first. Now YouTube will use an algorithm to try to identify. Can you mute? Leah? Oh, jeez, that's loud.
Happened.
Oh, it was just she was rubbing, trying to cough, and it was rubbing on our blouse. Yeah, YouTube said that they were going to use an algorithm to get ahead of the game, but the FTC said no. It's they recognize algorithms weren't going to work, so that's going to be more of a manual process.
Dude, how are they gonna do that? There's so many millions and millions of. Good luck.
Oh, I know.
Good
There's
luck,
a
YouTube.
lot of people
Good
in
luck with
India
that.
that need jobs, man.
That's
A
why I said
lot.
they're gonna yeah exactly. That's exactly what they'll do. They'll hire a giant number of minions.
YouTubers.
hmm Oh, wouldn't that be
Sorry,
funny if they had YouTube police itself? YouTubers police
Yeah,
themselves.
they're gonna have YouTubers policing YouTubers like Gestapo.
That can't be good.
In this
Oh,
video,
that's
this
what-
guy's
that's what
eating a
you're talking
hamburger, which
about.
means he killed a cow, which means must be for kids.
Yeah. Oh, doesn't he create videos just like yours? Isn't he a competitor? Yeah. Well, look at that. No, I'm just saying in,
Yeah.
in that
Oh,
in
yeah,
that
no,
scenario.
you're right.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's good. That's another talk show just like yours, right? Okay, we'll check it out for you.
Just wait. They will soon start giving stuff to people for reporting videos.
That's what I'm saying, like the Nazis and shit.
Yep. I hope it's blizzards. I know I'm making light and I shouldn't, but
Everybody should make light because it's bullshit.
comedic.
Yeah,
It is.
like-
It is total bullshit.
And you know what's gonna happen at the end of the day, man? Everybody's gonna leave YouTube for something else.
Yep.
Someone else will get rich.
Yeah, but the problem is that, like we were talking about earlier, this is going to spread throughout entire social media. It should have already. YouTube just became the
YouTube's-
easy target.
Yeah, I got you. But YouTube's already going down a road that is less traveled by giving more credence to corporate channels. Than
Oh, yeah.
The people that are supposed to be YouTube, which are the little creators. It's our goddamn platform.
I know.
Not fucking CNN, not like Late Night with Seth Meyers or, all these people that are gigantic already. Like, they're getting all our traffic without doing any keywords.
Well, I don't think YouTube's made it any secret that they haven't come out and said it, but I think they want to be the next Netflix. Yeah,
Yeah, oh,
YouTube
yeah, of
originals
course.
out there.
We
Yeah,
all get that
Mhm.
banner that comes up, like try YouTube TV.
I
for
always
free.
shut it down. Don't show
Yeah,
me that
right.
shit. I do every time I see it.
I'm actually gonna drop DirecTV and pick that up. Actually, it's only
You're part of the
$40.
problem. No,
Man.
I'm kidding.
It's only $40 compared to $120.
Yeah, I hear you.
You gotta take that deal.
Yep, we're killing the cable as well. Danos
I gotta
Toolbox,
cut
how
the
you doing?
cord, man.
Oh, you just hit 1K. Nice job. Congratulations to
Congratulations.
Danos Toolbox. Is that how you say it, Danos? Toolbox? The text is awfully small. My eyes are not good, so help me out,
Yeah, I
guys.
think that's how you say it, Jim.
Okay,
I'm pretty
good.
sure.
Thank you.
I've seen his videos before. I'm pretty sure.
That's cool. I'm gonna go check you out, bud. That's awesome.
Them eyes are going.
Yeah, so YouTube wants to be the next Netflix. So we're actually on our way out, no matter how you look at it. And
Yeah, I
if
agree with that.
and if we're all smart, even if this does spread beyond YouTube, we need to be looking at alternatives.
There are none though.
Well,
Look at-
there are a ton of
look
them.
at
They just don't have the
Facebook.
audience yet. They just don't have the audience yet.
They don't have a following like this yet. We have to like pick our battles, you know. Like,
Right.
Wait till the very end and drop ship. You know, you gotta like fly to the edge of the cliff and then pull your parachute.
Well, that's true. That's true. But that doesn't say you can't already look. That's why I broadcast on other mediums.
Well, Facebook is promising, but
Oh, I don't know about
they're
Facebook.
not there.
What
at
the
all.
hell is Danny
Well, they're
Black?
very much like YouTube if you go and like use video stuff on them.
True.
They have the same kind of situation.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's, we need to find something that's not based in the US.
That's dangerous, man.
Mhm.
That's dangerous though, because
Yeah.
But
some
But
anti-US.
that's the only way out of this.
I know, but man, there are like anti-speech laws in so many countries that.
Yeah, I heard there's a good North Korean
democracies.
site we can all get on.
Yeah, like freedom of speech is a serious
Illgod.com.
plus for the United States of America. Like I don't see that in any other country
Yeah, that's true.
at all.
Not only that, but
So-
we would still be subject to the same rules and regs. So any external platform that we were publishing on and was available in the U.S., they
If
would
it's
still
based
ding us.
here.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
would
right,
literally
right.
ding us. That's the
Uh,
problem.
Well, someone's got to develop it, man. So, like, you know what we should write to? Someone, a goddamn developer that can make another platform like YouTube that doesn't violate YouTube's terms of service shits.
Well, they're
I'm
already out
telling
there.
you, man. You got to
Not
join
Vimeo.
Kim Jong Un tube.
No. What's that, Tony?
Kim Jong Un tube. That's what we got to join.
What is your obsession with North Korea?
So- So it's really easy to make videos. You just start talking about something controversial, and four guys put guns in your face, and you look at the camera and go, "Goodbye for
I'll
now."
watch that
That's
shit.
it. And then,
I'll watch
Thank
that
you.
shit all
Good
day
night.
long.
yeah,
You
thanks
got
for
one
watching.
view.
Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And if I'm back next week,
If they had enough
And I'll
food,
have flies in my eyes.
Yeah, instead of like dislike, they have live or don't live.
Live and let
I'm
die.
laughing about that. Why am I laughing about that? That's not
probably
funny
find me
at
dead
all.
tomorrow you watch.
Yeah. Oh man. But yeah, there are plenty out there. There's and one of those is going to catch fire. Hell, I was just watching Christensen tonight. He's got a live call-in show. It's audio only on Sunday nights, and he was broadcasting on DLive and YouTube, and then he also uploads to BitChute. So there are alternatives. It's a matter of more and more people doing kind of like what I'm doing, because he said I'm not going to leave YouTube until they kick us off or the platform goes away.
Oh no, I completely
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
Don't leave YouTube.
So I think what we need to do, this would be awesome, is to get as many of these type of communities together and choose one.
Yeah,
There-
it will eventually usurp YouTube. For sure.
Mm-hmm.
There is one that is building right now. They're not ready with their app, but everybody can sign up and be part of the development, and that is Mosaic. They
Mosaic.
are
They're back.
Mosaic. No, this is a new platform. They are based out of Spain or Portugal. I'm
Mosaic.
not sure which one.
Spain.
Gypsy.
I have a hard time like.
Hey, Billy, how you
with the
doing?
other
Good to see you.
countries.
Dear.
What?
My
Billy,
reason
Gypsy Heart
is-
Entertainment.
Is I gotta go back to like I know this is a private company and they can censor your speech, but it still has a shit ton of freedom of speech. And I know that YouTube in Europe is hindered greatly in freedom of speech.
Not in
So-
Not in Sweden.
Is that true though? I gotta see more Swedish YouTube videos.
Well, I still say though, I still say that this COPPA will still affect us, no matter what. At least in the U.S., because they can't, they're not. They can shut down external channels, but they can't. I don't believe they can find them under the law like they can us.
It's an interesting thought though, and I'd really like to look into it. So
Yeah, I just think we should pick something. I think we should all get together, pick something, move, stay on both, but move.
yeah, for sure. Don't
yeah.
leave YouTube. It's ridiculous.
Right, the audiences are try to get the audience to that new platform, whatever one rises to the top. Right, cream always
But
rises to
we
the top.
Threaten them with.
What are they
bottom
doing
line.
in Kenya? What's the decision for the majority over there? What are those guys gonna do?
In Kenya.
Yeah.
What?
Big producer group over there in Kenya.
I've seen a few good Kenyan creators. Yeah.
Really? I don't know. Should we follow them?
I
There's one dude that
Oh, a
made
couple.
those action videos is pretty damn good.
I mean, over to another platform.
Oh, that's what I'm waiting to find out.
Oh,
I'm all about it.
Platform?
One of them's like, "Come check me out on," and he gives the site. I'll let you know.
www.sandinyourface.com.
Flies in the eyes. Fliesintheeyes.com. That would be cool.
Oh shit, that's so much better. And so racist.
Oh no. That has nothing to do with ethnicity.
Lies in the eyes.
Fliesintheeyes.com, man. I'm telling you, it's a winner.
Rice for dinner
I
again.com.
like that one.
What'd you
Love
say?
is in the air.
We're having rice for dinner again.
I don't know what these are, but if you live stream with Prism, you can use Africa TV, Neighbor TV, V Live, Periscope, Twitch, and YouTube.
Honestly, Pia, I want to stay away from established big tech as much as I can. Periscope's a big piece of shit. I hate Periscope. Twitch, I'm not a big Twitch fan either. Huh?
Africa TV.
Oh, Africa TV.
About
Yeah.
Kenya. I
Do
don't
they-
know what they are.
Do they allow live streaming?
See the sausage in the sun. Sorry, that's Africa, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Oh, I like that, man. Keep going.
Infinite Moi
That
just
was
mentioned
awesome.
a great song that I absolutely
dig
love. You're the cream of my coffee. That's an
Freaking
old one.
love it.
You know that one, gamer? You're the
What?
cream of my coffee.
It rings a bell. I don't know. I'll just do the one I did know.
Keep going, do it. I want to hear the rest of it.
You want
Now
to hear
it's
the
gonna-
rest of it?
Now it's gonna be stuck in my head for the rest of the evening.
See the sausage in the sun, shining in the streets for everyone. That's all I'm doing.
He
was
stuck his
epic,
sausage
man.
between her buns. Oh, sorry.
Slide between the cheeks and you'll have fun.
Oh yeah.
Is Jason still around?
Here's a sausage for you.
Is Jason still around? Jason, are we going to cover that song next, man?
I figured out what Africa TV is. It's a Korean streaming platform, South Korean.
Oh, they're not going to like me. Oh, South Korean. Oh, okay. Well,
South
Yeah.
Korean.
South Korea is like booming, man.
I know it. Toto.
South Korea,
Gunga
just North
style.
Korea light.
Yeah. South Korea, or as we call it over here, American Korea.
American Korea. Yeah.
Yeah, basically, that's what it is.
Yeah, that's true. That's
It is
true.
America.
It's like the United Kingdom, or as we call it over here, you fucking lost. That's what we call it.
That's the real reason that the tensions between Russia and yourselves, because if you guys did go through Korea, you would have two borders. You'd have a border at North Korea with Russia, and then you'd have the one that you currently have at Alaska. That's the real reason. It's political. Look into it.
Always political.
It's always political. Yeah.
It's yeah.
Wars are always political.
Like, especially
Well, modern wars.
The military machine, man.
Hmm.
North Korea is that
For a lot
little
of people.
buffer that stops you from getting your hands on China and Russia, and that's the reason North Korea gets supported by China and Russia.
I'm not entirely sure why we didn't just take Korea when we wanted to.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like they drug it out to make money off of building weapons and bombs and shit. And I think that's the same thing that's going on right now with everything else. We have fields
So
of
depressed now.
tanks in the desert, man. Hundreds and hundreds of tanks that are just rusting. And we keep building them like Legos. It's insane.
That goes.
Yeah, I don't get it. Like,
There goes child strike again. Oh, okay. I gotta mark this down for editing.
oh, sons of bitches.
Jimmy, you have to. That way, if they find you, you know, because like if they find you, then you know Will owes you $1,000 for Legos, and I owe you $1,000 for saying Care Bears.
And blizzards.
Care Bears care.
Which I didn't say until just now. That was stupid.
Nobody say.
Anyways,
No one mentioned strawberry shortcake. That's all I'm saying.
Purple people. What is it? The purple pie eater.
I'm just gonna throw this out there now.
We've gone from paedophiles to ice creams to North Korea to Lego in the space of like 20 minutes.
I'm
Just saying.
going to take it one step further, and I'm going to mention Mickey Mouse.
Oh man.
And you know what? It's all connected.
Wait. I'm gonna do an impression
Yes,
of
yes.
Bullwinkle. That old trick will never work. Oh yes, it will.
That was really good.
That was good.
That was good.
Your Rocky needs work, but your Bullwinkle is spot on, man.
That old trick will never work. Oh yes, it will.
You know that show's on again?
What?
That's epic. I want to see that.
It is. It's on. It's
Oh,
on.
man.
I don't know if it's on Netflix or if it's. I think it's on Netflix. But if it's on Netflix, then it's on the Amazon Fire Stick. One of those two services, because we don't use cable anymore, we use those, has the new episodes of Rocky and Bullwinkle. They're from like 2018, 2019. I think it's ongoing right now.
I love
Wow.
that
I watched like 6 episodes with my kid, and I was like, you can tell it's not the same voice, but it's damn close. They did a pretty good job with it. And it's the same. I mean, they're in the same conundrums they've always been.
Well, they've hired Will.
Obviously. What's up, Jared? How you doing, brother?
Jared Sheldon, how you doing, man?
Nobody's talking about.
You know what I'm really surprised to see, and I never thought I'd see it in this day and age, was All in the Family reruns.
Oh, I love that show.
Yeah.
I love that show.
Dude, that is one of the best shows of all time.
It's back on, man. It's
I like to
back
mention
on.
that show in like a group of people and see who has the same reaction that I have with it. Like, oh, I love that show because
Yeah.
that's the guy that I want to hang out with the rest of the party.
Dude, Family
And then
Guy
the-
is a direct.
And then the guy who's the guy who's like, oh, that show's offensive. I'm like, all right, I'm not talking this. Fuck the rest of them. Suck it.
I can't. I can't. Comedy is is supposed to show you the madness of society. You
Yes.
can't do that if you're woke.
Nope.
It's like all the bitchy social justice warriors that all tried to get
can't
Dave
handle it,
Chappelle's
dude.
special shut down.
I
Dave
can't handle
Chappelle's
it.
like one of the realest dudes in the room, man. He's great.
I thought that was a great rendition of like how society was at the time. Like people were
Oh,
racist. as
perfect
shit.
parody. Perfect
And, like,
parody of the sign of the
Yeah,
times.
he was just like making fun of it. Like I don't understand why people. Oh, I can't watch that now. Oh, I gotta erase this out of the book. Oh my God, everything is so crazy now. Like I can't tell you what really happened because you might get offended.
That's
Literally,
Because
shut
you
the
get
fuck
you get
up.
more street cred from becoming a victim than
Yeah.
you do for
Yeah.
standing up for shit.
well, I don't know if you don't get street cred for it.
Well, you do
Yeah.
in certain circles.
Well, yeah, in California, but
I like California, just not Southern California. It's too goddamn
That's
dirty
true.
down there.
That's true.
you're in California because you're in Florida. It's okay. You'll get over it.
I'm in Southern California, or Southern Florida. I mean California, Southern Florida, which is like Southern New York.
Are you in Miami?
I'm in Boca, about 40 miles from Miami.
You're in Boca. All right. I was in Sarasota for 16 years.
Sorry about
Huh?
that. Sorry. I want us to see.
I was
from
with the
Northern
modern
Florida.
world that was still
Everything
moving.
above the mouse's ears is a different state. They're knuckle dragging like inbreds.
The mouse's ears.
Yeah.
To be honest, like, we think about that of all Americans.
talking about Mickey Mouse?
Oh, north of Orlando.
Well, in Florida, at the South Florida, we called the central part of Florida the mouse.
Yeah, but
So-
we're below that.
Sarasota?
We're right above Venice. Yeah,
Oh, really?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is a
right
bit,
above
bit
Venice.
south.
an
Alright.
hour south of Tampa. I'm 2 hours south of 2 hours southeast of 2 hours southwest of Orlando.
Oh. Well,
You'll
you're in
be
good
near
company.
We're right on the coast on the way down to you bitches, man. I know where you're at.
You're in good
My-
company then.
So you're near, Are you near
You're on the good
Ocala,
side
then?
of the fence.
Am I near Ocala?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
Ocala's
Ocala.
more in the center of the state.
Oh, all right. I got you.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
what
on the
my
coast. I'm
my aunt
I'm
lives in
40
Ocala.
minutes south of St. Pete.
Oh, dude, we
Or
gotta
what-
hook up sometime, man.
Well, I was. I'm
Let's
in
do a
Massachusetts
three-gun
now.
match in like.
Yeah, he's
I'm in Massachusetts now, dude.
Oh,
Sorry, I was
Bro.
in Sarasota. I was. Sorry.
This is why we need to start teaching geography in American schools.
that's not geography. That's a city and a state.
Yes, that's geography.
still geography.
Meh.
Oh, you said geography. I thought you said yoga. I was like, what the fuck?
All right, where is the southernmost city in Wisconsin?
Good night, Billy.
Good luck.
Good to see you.
Oh, Billy's got to go. All right,
Billy's
we'll see you,
awesome.
Billy. Thanks, hon.
Billie Jean.
Love and hugs to you too.
There you go. William, what is on that cup?
Oh, Mr. Frodo.
I love that.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
that's just like your opinion,
That's how I
man.
feel every damn night.
Is that on your Teespring?
It's on my. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Oh shit, well,
Indeed. Yo,
I need your address, DM me.
my address. Oh, okay, yeah. All right.
P, you want mine too? I need mine.
I'm gonna send him a mug. I owe him a
Getting
mug.
down and dirty.
Oh, cool.
Oh, so 1 out of 4 of us gets the courtesy. Do you know what? Remember what you were saying earlier about courtesy, Pixel? You can't just offer one person a cup and not everyone else.
Did you bring enough
I
for
mean,
everyone?
I mean, there's only three other people up here. I mean, it's only 4
It wa-
mugs.
It was in another live stream.
Well, you've brought it up here, Pixel Peer, and I'm just going to say, postage to the UK isn't that expensive.
Oh, do you know how long time it takes to post something from here over to the other side?
That's,
If you can post one thing, you can post. Oh, she thinks I'm being serious. This is
Make
brilliant.
a note.
that's suddenly a $70 coffee cup.
Yeah.
I'm taking
more
notes over here for
expensive
story
than-
time with Tony.
Awesome.
Time Peter refused to give me a mug. Let's see.
Yes, Ghana. The dude abides.
Yes, man. Dude, it's my favorite.
That's just like your opinion, man.
Like he's in my live stream at the very end of the intro. It's like Jesus.
I'll bet that mug really pulls the room together, man.
Now, I actually made that design for. So
See
my
this?
brother-in-law loves the Big Lebowski, so I wanted to make a bunch of shirts for him and my sister and their family for Christmas a couple years ago, and I wanted to just have miscast shit, because I'm a narcissist.
What's his name?
He likes the Big Lebowski, so I did that design for him.
Is it Carl? No. What's his name? Not John Goodman, the other one. The guy in the
Steve.
fucking mug.
On my
Oh,
mug,
Jeff Bridges?
Jeff
Yeah, what's his name in the movie though? I
Goldblum.
can't remember.
Jeff Bridges.
Yeah, what was his name of the movie is what he's asking. I can't
Oh,
remember.
the dude.
The dude, but didn't they say his real
He
name?
had a name.
Yeah, his character name?
His name was Jeff Lebowski.
Yeah.
It's Jeff.
Jeff.
Yeah,
It was Jeff.
Lebowski.
I don't know why I thought it was Carl Lebowski or something. I can't remember. It's been a long time
It's
since I've seen it.
definitely not Carl.
I just
Lebowski.
remember Goodman getting pissed, and he's like, "God damn it!" Whatever. I don't know.
Oh man, the funniest goddamn fucking scene in that movie with him is when that cop throws that mug at his head.
I got it in the other arm. I gotta watch it again.
It was so good.
Jared, I am in Indiana. Asking where I was from.
You're in Indiana,
And how you
Jim?
doing, Steve Carpenter? Good to see you, man.
Where
Good
are
to see
you?
you.
Like Fort Collins?
Litchfield.
No, Indianapolis. just southeast
oh, shit,
Indianapolis.
you're actually in the big city.
Mm-hmm.
Right on.
Jim, were you at the car shows again this weekend or last weekend?
No, didn't go. Didn't go.
Oh.
No.
I thought I saw a video and I was like, is that old? Is that new?
A video?
I couldn't tell. Yeah, when you went with Jim. Did you only go with him once?
Yeah, that was in May, I think.
So it must have been an old one that cycled up because I thought it was current. And I was like, oh shit, Jim went to the car show again. That
Oh,
lucky bastard.
That's weird. No, huh?
Well,
No, Jim's
you're a
doing.
pretty lucky bastard in my eyes. So,
Oh man, it was cool. It was really fucking cool. And I think Jim's so busy. He hadn't been around. He does say
Yeah.
he lurks and listens, but he's just too damn busy doing what he's doing.
Hey Tony,
Which is
say
good.
car again.
How much?
Say car. Say park the car in the garage.
Park the car in the garage.
Oh, that's not what you said 2 seconds ago. You said
Oh.
car.
Cat.
When I'm talking naturally, it flows. Sorry.
It's all head to the bar in the car around the
Yeah,
corner.
park the
I
car.
go on the bar, see if Steve Carpenter's at the bar. Take the fucking car down there. We'll park it out in front of the bar. We go inside. We get Steve Carpenter. We bring him outside. We
That's
throw him in the
better.
car. We go for a ride.
Let's meet at Wahlburgers.
Yeah. We go to Wahlburgers.
It'd be wicked cool.
Garage.
No, we don't say garage. We say garage.
Oh no,
Garage.
it's garage. It's garage, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, I know it's garage over there.
No, it's garage everywhere. You Americans and you stealing our colonies
Listen,
and
don't
muddling our
give me any
words.
shit, dude.
Stealing your
It's not a
words.
fucking car, it's
I
a
was raised
trolley.
my whole fucking life and told I was Italian, and I just found out recently I'm fucking 56% English.
Woo! What part?
From Greater London, no doubt.
I don't know, just fucking
It
just
didn't
as
tell you?
English.
I've been stealing your words for 56 years, man, and I'm making a killing off of them.
Sorry.
How dare
Literally
you?
just blew beer through my nose.
I'm not using them very well, but I am making a killing on them.
God damn it.
Thank you, Jared.
I feel it's my duty to butcher the King's English.
language.
Yeah.
All right. Boston
Queen-
represent.
Queen's English?
at the
My
moment.
bad.
It will be back to the king again when Charles comes into the throne. It's whoever's on the
But-
throne.
I don't know what you
But
guys
you
are
know
saying,
what?
but
The Queen will never die. She's
Wait.
eternal.
British English can be a trouble too. When I first moved here, when I started teaching, I had a 7th grade class or 8th grade class, I'm not sure. And I needed to erase something. So I asked the kids for rubber,
Did you get a condom?
which is, no, I didn't get it. They just stared at me. But in England, it's called a rubber, an eraser.
No, I'll call it rubber. I'll call it a rubber as well. I don't know. I call it an
She just
eraser as
said-
well. But
She just said in England
You-
it's called a rubber.
yeah.
You call it
Do you?
you call it a rubber. Here they don't say a rubber about an eraser.
Which is funny because in America we refer to English guys as rubbers.
oh,
Well,
Why
at
is
least we
that
don't
then?
call
Let's-
cigarettes bags.
Yeah.
look. Let's just all three of us pick. What 3 out of 4? Pick on the twat
It's-
with the red face.
Well, let's be honest. It's not the like. I know that like the English call cigarettes fags. I don't know if they still do, but I had a couple
Yeah.
of English buddies and they call them fags. And you know,
Sticks.
if you
Fags are
think
sticks.
about it, and if you know the real meaning behind all that stuff, you probably wouldn't want to use that term because a fag is a single stick. So that's
Right.
why they call a cigarette a fag. It's a single out of the pack.
Sure.
A pack of fags is called a faggot.
Right.
So when when they used to kill gay people just for being gay in America, they would tie them to a stake, and they would pack around their feet with faggots with bundles of sticks, and they would light them on fire and burn them at the stake like they do with witches. So they would take a bunch of fags and turn them into faggots, and then pack the faggots around the feet of the homosexuals, and they would burn these people to death just for being gay.
Hmm.
It's also where the term flamer comes from.
Oh.
So when you refer to a gay person as a flamer or a fag or a faggot, and you look back at the history of where it comes from, and you actually understand and know it, it's really not very nice. It's nicer to just call them cocksuckers.
I'm with you 100%.
Oh, man.
I'm sorry, and it's
Okay.
funny because it was so serious. But there was that. But honestly, that's real, and that's serious. And I'm sorry, I tried to be funny at the end, but yeah.
You
that's,
have to make light of something that nasty, dude. Otherwise,
I've got to listen. I got some gay people in my family. I got some gay friends, and
everybody does.
yeah, everybody does exactly. So it's just nice to know that kind of stuff because you want to be sensitive around those people.
I
You don't
don't.
want to be, you know.
That's true. And speaking of being sensitive, Chrissy, we'll see you, hon. Thanks for being with us, babe. I appreciate
No,
it.
I agree with you, Tony, man.
Good night,
100%.
Chrissy.
Hello,
that was a
Lloyd. How
great
you doing,
story.
Grumpy Blogger? Ohio Rail Cunner coming in? That's awesome. How you doing, Ohio Rail Cunner?
Are you coming in?
So every time you,
That was not a sexual innuendo.
Every time you British folks call cigarettes fags, you're being mean.
Referencing death and destruction.
Oh, sorry, Hillary Clinton. I'll change my ways.
That's
Oh,
it.
that's
You
like the
just-
ultimate-
you just reformed Britain.
The ultimate insult, yeah. Where were you,
You
when
know-
Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself?
Isn't
God.
fuck,
That's like the ultimate insult.
fornication under consent of the king? Isn't that what that originally stifled from? Like kings taking first night with brides of their shit. Like,
Oh,
if you really trace everything back to its origin, it's always nasty because humans are just nasty.
Well, look at fireworks night in the UK. That's fireworks night, November the 5th, is to do with Guy Fawkes, and that was just because he put tons of gunpowder under the Houses of Parliament, was about to commit a massive act of terrorism, and we celebrate it every year.
Everybody does, even in South Africa.
So we celebrate an act of terrorism every year, and it's just like a massive tradition. But that's what he was going to do. He was going to completely level what you would have Congress or Pentagon. I don't know, some main big building. He was going to completely destroy it.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that's
We do
your
the same
4th of
thing over
July.
here.
November 5th is your 4th of July.
Yeah, we do the same thing over here, but we just do it on Columbus Day. It's
Ain't
cool.
4th of July
We don't
Independence
do
Day.
it on Columbus Day. We celebrate the British getting defeated.
Yeah.
I know.
yes, we do. By blowing
I'm
up
not
a
one of
piece
these
of what we
I'm not one of
won.
these
And
indigenous
you guys
people,
are like
Dave. I was making
our
a joke.
favorite friends. You guys are like our best friends, and we still celebrate kicking your ass.
Right. This is true. This is true.
Well,
It's the
I
most fucked up thing in the world.
I look forward to the day where we get our colonies back. Remember,
Yeah,
that is
there may be
still
one day.
that is still called New England for a reason, motherfuckers.
You
We
guys
were-
still call us the colonies. I've heard you. I've been over to London a few times, and lots of you guys still call us the colonies.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you can actually have Southern California if you want
To be honest,
We'll literally cut it off and just we'll float it out to sea. You just got to come pick it up with a big tow rig.
Yep.
And
Nothing a ditch witch won't take care of. We'll just
Yeah.
we'll hack that thing up.
I don't think it's going to fit to the
Freaking
Panama
ditch.
Canal.
We'll float it over as long as it fits through the Panama Canal. We'll float it over to you, man.
no, we're all right.
I might actually just.
Oh, we better start a GoFundMe
Push
account
it
tomorrow.
over to
Widen the
North
Panama
Korea. They
Canal.
can have them.
GoFundMe, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come over this way.
We need a giant ditch witch to get rid of Southern California. Guys, and those of you in my chat, if you're from Southern California, I apologize.
I don't.
You're probably great people.
Justin, hold on a second. Jim, it's a sickness. It's already spread through all of California. Don't be confused. And I think it's creeping into Arizona, so we'll just cut Arizona off and send it floating with them. We'll keep Washington because they got good wine.
Well, they're
That's it,
nomads,
Anna,
man.
your host.
They're taking over Texas. They're taking over Colorado.
Good
You know.
night, Jesse Mendez. Good night.
Good night, Jesse.
Drink. Ooh,
Oh,
what
speaking
did
of
I
which,
say?
it's midnight, guys. We should call this one a day.
Yeah, I've got nothing left, man. It's midnight.
The gas, yeah, the tank's empty, and I got shit to do tomorrow. So
It's 5 o'clock in the morning here.
Hey, I just want to say goodnight to Jim. You're freaking amazing. Thank you for having me on.
thanks for being
Great
on, man.
gamer. You're freaking amazing. Tony, you're insane. Pia, I love you. You're also insane. Everybody in the chat, you're
Thanks.
definitely insane.
In a good way. In a good
you
way.
guys fucking rule, man. Sorry about the F-bomb.
Oh, don't worry
All
about
right,
it.
so
There's been plenty
I'd
of
like
those.
to also say goodnight to Jim and thank him for having me up here. Pia, it was good hanging out with you. You're very talkative this evening. Gamer, always good to see you, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
bless you.
And Will, you know,
You son of a bitch.
We all know.
Now that was an exit.
That was awesome. That was the most epic exit of all time.
And he lulls.
Right
He-
in my face.
Yeah, he throws an LOL in the chat. No, but seriously, guys, thanks for coming up. I thought this was a really good conversation tonight, and I appreciate it.
was.
I really do. Love all you guys.
All right, you too. Jim.
All right,
You're
take care.
All right then.
All right, peace.
Bye-bye.
Easy
everybody.
wonder.
Woohoo!
Oh yes, another panel show in the books. I hope you guys had fun. as much fun as I did, and I hope it was as informative as I think it was. Sorry, Steve says, wait a second, Jim, I live in Southern California, and there are a lot of level-headed people. I know there are. I absolutely know there are, Steve. Please do me a favor and help them stop voting crazy people into office. I know there are. In fact, I've got cousins. I've got an aunt and uncle that live there. I've got my grandmother lived out there for most of her life. It really is. And one bad apple does not make a bad bunch. We've got to learn that. But it's up to all of us to ensure that the crazies don't get or keep getting put in charge. I don't understand how these people vote the way they vote, but it is what it is. That just means that there's got to be more participation in the voting process, and I mean that sincerely. I know this is not where the show is at all. I want you guys to think about what we did talk about, and that is the terms of service. Don't worry about it. You can always be kicked off of YouTube for any reason that they deem worthy. So that little line didn't really mean anything. Know that YouTube is probably moving toward becoming an on-demand, video on-demand, and that is going to really affect all of us. and listen, protect yourself on the COPPA, the Child Online Privacy Protection Act, because it could come for you. Declaring doesn't mean anything. Just make sure that you declare your content correctly. And let's start looking for an alternative. Fuck it. There it is. I said it. Let's start looking for an alternative. That's all I can say there. This goes out to everyone. Thanks to all you in the chat. You guys had a great conversation going. I noticed. Hope I didn't miss anything that was directed at me that was very important, that someone wanted an answer, or if I missed anybody, I apologize for that as well. I love you all, and it's great to have you here. I'm trying to stay away from politics, but yeah, folks, that's going to do it for tonight. I want to wish you the best of evenings. Hope you had a great Sunday. And of course, that we'll be back tomorrow night. I've got a subject picked out, and I think it's going to be hard for a little while for me to come up with subjects, because I do feel dejected by these latest developments, but I'll do what I can. I'm not going to stop. I just got some things to sort out first. Problem here in California and other states is there's nothing but a bunch of sheep following each other, not knowing a damn thing and being uninformed as hell. That's exactly right, Steve. That is exactly right. Folks, educate yourself. Even if you consider yourself a one-issue voter, learn about the other issues and find out where you stand on them. Because those who don't stand for anything will fall for, or those who stand for nothing will fall for anything. You don't want to be that person. All right. So thanks again for all of you. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe or follow, depending on what platform you're watching us on. But always remember to treat others the way you would want to be treated. If we all did that, this world would be a better place. You guys have a good evening. We'll see you live.